So I put like this much vodka in my drink
Mm-hmm.
and like that much juice. And
Well,
I feel awesome right
this
now.
was full at one point, and now it is not.
And then before all that, I drank one of these. So I'm having a good night tonight. I feel
You're
great.
such a fucking lightweight. It kills me, dude.
Dude, I have not drank in a while. So,
Like it has to take. I have to drink beer that's over 9% for it to like even work.
how many percentage is this shit?
Like 6. If you.
4.8.
Oh yeah, not even. It's the volume. That's what it is.
I'm not drinking carbs right now. I'm trying to make myself look pretty, which is a very difficult task.
Dude, you're already done with the fucking island trip. Why are you trying to look pretty?
I don't know, man.
Like you're about to gear up for Seattle winter. Come on.
Yeah, you need to get like
I gotta
that
pack
layer.
on the bound.
Like I'm just gonna layer it on for the winter. I'll still run and shit, but I'm not gonna have any fucking. I'm not gonna worry.
I live in Washington, man. It's like hoodies and shorts up here all winter long, man. You don't really need to layer. It's not fucking Alaska.
Let's just all be glad we don't live in Alaska.
Yeah. Okay. I'll cheers
Fucking
to that
sage
shit.
advice from Herpa Derpa over there.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. We should probably start the show.
Let me grab another beer. You guys
All
can
right,
start.
grab another beer. I'm gonna start the show. Where's our music? I don't know.
I don't know. Brian,
Somewhere.
not prepared like he always is.
Shut up. Let's dazzle people with lightsabers. Lightsabers.
Where's the music?
Somewhere.
Damn it, Brian! I'm drunk and I want.
Found it. Yeah, I did.
Oh, we them bad boys. Yeah. C's, the answer's for the aces. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it.
I would just like to say that I do not drink alcohol that often. That's why I'm such a lightweight.
I'd like to say that this lightsaber from '97 loves you guys.
Yes, that is
Like
awesome.
2006 right here. Look at this gangster thing.
This is the old.
Damn.
This is Phantom Menace fucking Darth Vader reissue.
That's pretty nice. I actually think I have that one upstairs.
I fucking
And
love this
then
thing.
I'll
I've
go
got
with
a Darth Maul one back over here over my corner, but
And as
Yes.
always, thank you, Ultra Sabers, for sending me the $200 amazing lightsaber.
yeah, Ryan's gonna be all. Oh.
Yeah. Thanks, Ryan, for showing us up. I mean, me and Chris over here, X, are trying to show off our cool lightsabers, and
I
you
know.
bust out. That's like saying, "Hey, man, hey X, how's your Chevy Camaro? It's pretty tight. I like my Ford
Dude,
Mustang.
my Jet is fucking awesome. Yeah, your Mustang's great. And
Yeah.
then Ryan fucking pulls up. Hey, check out my Ferrari.
Check out my fucking Lamborghini, bitches, as he does donuts. Whatever, man.
You know, sometimes you just gotta do that.
Oh, whatever. Fuck it.
He's drunk as shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Ryan is drunk. So that's a good time to start the show. Hey, everybody! Welcome to episode 29 of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to really making you laugh a fucking lot, hopefully, and
Yeah.
keeping you in the know and giving you useful shit you need to know and making you not sound like us, stupid.
Yes. Right.
Tonight we have a very special guest. If you haven't already noticed, there's 3 people on the wonderful show tonight, and not just 2. So I'd like to introduce Xopher Reed. We've talked about him a lot. We've mentioned him. We've given him props and credit and all kinds of awesome things. And he has finally decided to humble himself and join our small little fun show.
Yes.
I'm playing
Chris is
hooky from
awesome.
work. They don't know that I'm home drinking right now.
Uh-oh.
My
Well,
family's sick. That's what
I'm-
that's what the real answer is. Mm-hmm.
Oh, how much does the DoD track all of our data now? I mean, do they do everything, or?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Ryan, why don't we just all talk about where we work for a living? That's just smart. I mean,
You know,
we say things like
I
cock
never
gobbler
said
and
that's where you work. I
fucking
said
shit.
that the DoD track it, and then his work would find out.
yeah,
Well, let's just say that with my security clearance, you guys are all being watched by now. I'm
Yes.
sure.
Oh. Well, that's good.
But I have no idea what you're talking about.
I
No.
have arrived. We are being
Well,
watched.
X is the host of the Utah Outcast, and if you like atheists and people talking a lot of shit about stuff, I
Oh,
think
but we're so much more than that. We just make fun of the religious right a whole lot because it's like shooting fish in a fucking barrel. It's too easy.
they set themselves up pretty well.
Yeah, they do. I think I always describe you, X, when I talk about you. I always talk about your guys' show as you guys are defending us from the evils of religion. Utah Outcasts.
Well, because honestly, I don't give a fuck what you believe as long as it doesn't encroach into my world. You know?
Yeah, no, I am with you, man.
Keep
if
that
you don't,
shit
if,
at home.
if you guys are
Not
not
happy.
familiar with the Utah Outcasts, you can find them with us on podhell.com. They are the flagship original OGs of the
The OG
.com.
Pod Hell crew. Yeah.
And they gracefully added us, took us into their bosoms, and we slowly nuzzled our way in there. I don't know.
Fuck, how could I
Enjoying
not?
the chaos.
Motorboated it.
We got into pod hell and we just motorboated the shit out of it. We're like, pod hell, we love you. Just like that.
Yes.
Well, you guys are fucking killing it on YouTube. I can't fucking bring myself to put video up on YouTube. I've got like scripts for shit that I've got set up for Ask Professor X, and I haven't even got around to fucking recording them because every time
Hey,
I look at the camera,
I sent you a question this
yeah,
week.
I've got like a 9-paragraph response to it, but I can't bring myself to put my ugly fucking mug on the internet.
I wanted to give you a question, but I felt like there's a lot of pressure, you know? You have the first couple questions. I feel like they got to be good ones. I don't want to be like, oh, and Brian from that fucking show that I helped do sent me this dumb question like, why is a rock hard? What is that? That's not even a real question.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Not the
Except
tumor.
this is 2015. Not all boys have penises.
Is that even a question? I mean, is there a question in there somewhere? I don't even know.
It'll be fun. I'll keep you guys in track.
Yeah, well,
whenever
I'm going
that
to give you a
comes up.
couple words of wisdom from, you know, me and Ryan's vast years
Of YouTubing.
of YouTube-ism.
Yeah. Even
Let
though
me word
Chris
out.
has
It's
been
word
doing
out.
it for like
YouTube-ism.
5 years.
So one,
of
you
course.
have to look really pretty, like this guy right here. I'm kind of like Ryan.
Yeah, you don't have to see fucking fiberglass in the basement and fucking concrete
Look, I put a
walls
lot of
and
work.
shit.
Every week, I set up my cool stage here. It's amazing.
I'm sure somebody appreciates that.
Yeah, my wife doesn't, because every Friday she's like, "Are you gonna take that shit down and put our pictures back up?" I'm like, "Shh, no."
No, honey.
What if
This
I
is,
gotta do a quick hit? I'm gonna do a quick hit show.
I do like the Kylo Ren back there.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's
tight,
got to
man.
be a new addition.
And two, you just gotta not give a fuck, man. That's really how you do a YouTube show. Woo.
How fucking excited are you for like December to get here?
Oh,
Like it's so fucking close.
Oh my god, you don't even. Dude, yeah, you know. Why are you asking me this? You know this. You're just.
I
Gonna
know
make me
this.
Get all like.
Sorry, it's
tense.
not. It's the fucking podcast host of me. I can't fucking help it. I'll shut up. I'll sit back and
Yeah,
let you
don't
run the
steal my
show.
What are you- this is my show. This is me and Ryan's show. Our
Shut
show.
up, Chris. Shut up.
You shut it. You're
No,
a guest.
I know my role on this show.
You're a guest.
So,
I will
everybody-
throw you out immediately. You will be out of here.
Got two fucking alpha hosts sitting.
But thank you, X, for joining us. We hopefully will have a fun, crazy show for you guys. We've never done a 3-person show, so I have no fucking idea how this shit's gonna go.
If you guys were recording
I'm
anytime
pretty
other
sure
than
with
Thursday,
this-
I'd be here more often.
We recorded once with Kyle, but he was like a floating voice. It was really
It's
kind of
Kyle.
weird.
It's Kyle.
He wouldn't do video. Yeah, it's Kyle. All right.
It's Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle.
We love you, Kyle.
We love you, Kyle. Well, I think we gave a shout out to your show and Pod Hell. You can find us also at watchplayread.com, where all of us actually found each other in the
Yep.
first place.
And I still pay the bills.
He still pays the bills. I still pretend like I contribute occasionally.
This
Hey,
is your
you've been-
contribution.
This
Shh.
is my
This
hey, you know what?
been-
If Jason ever takes his happy ass to Portland, I will go see more movies and I'll contribute that way. We'll see what happens. But you can find us on watchplayread.com. You can also find us on our Facebook page, Geek Dad Report. We haven't got the Twitter going yet, but one of these days we'll get that old Twitter thing fired up and start tweeting shit. I don't know.
I'm an old man. I don't fucking get Twitter. I don't know.
No, dude. I was at the Seahawks game and somebody wanted me to be on Snapchat, so I gave out a Geek Dad Report, shout out on Snapchat. I don't even know what the fuck Snapchat is. I thought that was just for sending pictures of your dick.
That's what I thought.
Apparently, it's like this whole thing.
I'm old as fuck. I don't even know.
I don't know. So we're
Geek
not on
Dads,
Snapchat.
unite.
Maybe one day we'll be on Twitter, but we're all old, so probably just Facebook. I'll
Yeah.
just keep saying we're going to be on Twitter.
We're lazy.
But you can find me and Ryan and Xopher on Twitter. You can find me at BrianWest53.
I'm at Big Bruiser.
I'm
And
at
I believe-
Xopher Reed and Utah Outcasts.
Oh, Utah Outcast on fucking Twitter. You
Well,
guys throw-
yeah, I mean, the shit's linked up with my Facebook account. I got to do shit as
Dude,
easy as
you're
I possibly
you're
can.
social media shaming us right now.
It hurts. It's fucking hard.
Oh. I bring you as a guest, and this is what happens?
I'm sorry.
Whatever. You should be. I don't know.
It's gonna be a fun show.
It's gonna be an awesome show. I say, dude, we got a lot of news, and there's three of us, so let's just jump to it. We've already fucking rambled enough. So, can you cue it, or do I have to cue it because you turned it off?
No, go for it. I turned off
right.
her. Yeah.
All right. Well, behind the scenes, X was gonna contribute by giving us some awesome ninja rap music through the.
Oh, it was gonna sound fucking great too, but it was killing the call quality.
It was killing the call quality, and we already do that enough on our own. So, I don't know. Right,
We
dance.
only-
I gotta cue it. Dance monkey.
Only do so much for you guys.
Play a light
so.
with your lightsaber. Play with it slow and hard and fast.
Wait, how am I supposed to do it slow and hard and fast? I'm confused.
Just good. That's what you should be.
Just no teeth, Ryan. God.
My knowledge of this is
Less jaw. What are you doing? Whoa, hey. Holy, I look up to
What?
this. What is this?
How much of that could he take?
What is this? No. Okay. There we go. All right. Hang on. What time is it?
Nothing will ever beat the episode of RLR where we started out just eating bananas. That was fucking amazing.
I did not come in. I did not come
I'm
in
still-
for those days. I got at the end.
Me and Kyle,
At the end.
at the beginning of the fucking recording, me and Kyle
Alright.
were just sitting there eating bananas, and we cleared it with each other before we started doing it, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on?
We should
What are
do,
you guys
like-
doing?"
I had fun
No,
at
alright.
the very end. We should do like a reunion.
It's planned. It will be coming up in the future. I honestly don't know if RLR should be brought back from the dead or if it should remain dead.
One
One
time.
time.
Hey, every
One
other fucking network is bringing back some old show from like way beyond.
Yeah,
for
like Heroes.
One revival season. We'll talk about that later.
And
All
For
right,
people
enough of
that
that
don't
shit.
know, RLR is Red Light Roundtable. It's the flagship podcast of Watch Play Read. It went on for
Was.
like 4
Now we
years
are.
or something.
It was
I
almost
mean,
5 years, like 150 something episodes, and it never fucking went
My
anywhere.
arm is getting tired. Ready to cue this music, guys. I mean, I feel like
I'll
we're on
never-
the fucking History Channel. The
Yeah.
shit.
I'll never forget.
Ryan, what time is it?
All right, Herpaderpa, come on.
Bleh.
What time is it, Ryan?
Ninja rap time,
No, it's
motherfucker.
Ninja News time. You fucking suck.
Ninja
You can't
News.
even remember our
Whatever.
show.
You know what? I'm gonna
You
leave.
get that man a little bit of booze in him, and
Dude,
he can't fucking
The
function.
vodka episode. Thanks a lot,
Show
Ryan.
vodka,
Hey, X.
right?
X, what
Yeah.
time is it?
It's Ninja News time.
Ninja News. Huh. Huh. Are you doing the pony? What's that?
That's what they did on the fucking stage on the fucking Ninja Turtles 2.
All right. Yeah, Ninja News time. There we go. Huh.
Yeah, I
It's,
remember
you don't
fucking
get to
Secret of the
figure-
Ooze. I remember Secret of the Ooze like it was fucking yesterday.
Love that movie.
Dude,
I
that
was writing down
awesome.
quotes and shit to bring to the fucking sleepover.
Oh. No, can we all agree Ninja Turtles 3 was a travesty?
I won't agree to that because I think it tried.
Yeah.
There's lots of things that try. I'm not saying I won't ever watch it. I'm just saying compared to even 2, it was bad.
I'm just
But
sad that
the animated movie that came out a number of years ago was actually pretty fucking good.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Which one?
So few people have ever actually seen TMNT, and it is such a good movie.
It was really fucking good.
It was dark. It was everything you loved about the Turtles.
It had the Foot Clan. It had Patrick Stewart. It had everything you needed. It was
Yeah,
really
that's right. He played like the general. I don't know, the general.
the main bad guy.
The only thing
one
that
that
was
was
missing
like
was Shredder, but it did have Karai and the Foot Clan.
yeah, exactly.
All right.
I gotta
Yeah.
find this one. Is
Here.
it on Netflix?
Have you
or-
never seen it?
I don't. I might have, but I
Oh
just
my
can't remember
God.
now.
I will. I'll let you borrow my. I got it on HD DVD. That's how. That's how long ago it came out.
The fucking red cases.
I got the
Yeah.
red case, man. I had an Xbox, so Xbox 360. They went with HD. Dude, the HD was the way to go because they also had the DVD copy at the time. Blu-rays only used to have the Blu-ray, and you couldn't get the DVD version. So, the HD had both. All right, that's enough of nostalgia. You get a bunch of old guys together. We talk about old shit.
So Ryan,
Yeah.
this is the 10-week aging stout that I've had here. So
Oh, that's the one that you made.
oh, it's fucking delicious too. Perfect time to try it.
God, you're gonna
Sorry.
make me
I'm
drink-
beginning to get invited over, just so you know.
Yeah. Well, you can come
Any
over to my
day.
house, but that's kind of a long trip. You might have to Uber at home.
That's a fucking drive, man.
That'd be an Uber bill. What do you think Seattle to Salt Lake City is on an Uber?
I don't think you could get someone to make that
Yeah,
drive.
probably. I don't know. That'd probably be buku bucks. I'd make that drive.
Oh, let me
All
see.
right.
If I've got Uber on the fucking iPhone here, let me see.
You gonna put it in? See what the estimate
Yeah, I'm gonna
costs?
see what it costs to go out to fucking Seattle.
All right.
or
Well, while he's
Tacoma.
Ubering it, we'll dive into our first bit of news here because if we don't start the news, we'll just end up rambling. This will be RL.
Yeah.
This will be RLR.
This will be the
Well,
catch up with fucking old men episode. Yeah.
Yeah. No country for
Well,
old men.
this is getting that cost. Brian can talk about the cost of the Princess Leia slave bikini.
I
So,
can. Well, as usual, if you've ever watched this show, you know that we start with Star Wars news. Any and all Star Wars news.
Yeah.
Because I like to play with my lightsaber. Oh, yeah. Take that for what you want.
Double entendre.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so the first bit of news, like Ryan teased, the Princess Leia slave bikini recently went on sale, and it sold for a shit ton of money. How much money? I don't know. Ryan, how much did it sell for?
$96K.
$96,000 for a chain gold mail or gold chain mail bikini.
Well, and this wasn't even the movie chainmail bikini that went up for sale. This was the fucking the one that they had before they actually got her final measurements and had it like synced into the way they should be. Like,
oh, really? So like the
this
concept bikini?
this is like Fat Leia bikini before she lost a lot of weight before she realized what she was gonna wear.
Oh my god.
So this wasn't even the one that was in the movie. This was like the what is it, the when you have the costume on before, like the when you're blocking the scene kind of thing, you know.
So let's get into the real details about this. Okay, $96,000 for a piece of Star Wars nostalgia is not really all that shocking. The real question is, did this guy buy this? Was this type of guy who bought it who expects somebody to wear it, or is this going up in like in his like nerd closet of like?
This is the guy that's going to be sniffing the panty portion of it for a long time.
So I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like as much
kind of
as
my
I
guess.
think, I mean, all of us, we can all admit freely that you know, the gold slave bikini is, you know, firmly skewered into our, I don't know, childhood
Yeah,
fantasies.
Return of the Jedi was when I was like 5 years old, so yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this may be Princess Leia's gold bikini, may be the first like sexy thing any of us ever remember. So, you know, it's not a stretch that one of us bought a, you know, one of us nerd folk bought a $96,000 bikini. But is this the type of nerd folk that wants to talk somebody into wearing it, or are they just like, this is literally just nerdgasm material?
I'm willing to bet someone got a hole and they're making someone live in it.
Oh,
and
Well, for
they
somebody
gotta
that could
put the
spend
bikini on.
for someone that could spend $96,000 on the fucking costume, I think they could pay for some like Asian lady to wear it for like a couple of hours.
Wow. That's probably true. I just really hope I hope for her sake that it's not like the full fantasy and he's not like a really fat guy and they're doing the whole Jabba, Jabba Wonga.
Each a Wookiee. Oh.
Oh, oh. I don't know. Pretty
Well,
sure if
there's- Somebody paid fucking like an inordinate amount of money for the ship that showed up at the beginning of episode 4. The blockade runner.
Oh,
What
the
the fuck
blockade
is
runner,
The one that's like at the very beginning, or just
can't
like
Yeah,
remember what that
the
is.
one that was Bail Organa's ship.
Yeah, I know what
that
you're
was
talking
passed down to
about.
Leia. Like someone paid like almost $400K for that
What,
that
for the
model. Yeah, and it's like 9 feet long. It's a really big model. It's really cool, but at the same time, $400,000? Seriously,
what are you
man?
gonna do with
So
that?
I guess if you put it in that perspective, 96,000 isn't that bad.
I mean, I can understand why you would want it because it was original. That's what the Millennium Falcon was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
That was what it was. That was the original ship idea for it. But they changed it mid movie, or you know, the way they did things with the original Star Wars. They kind of made shit up on the fly.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of history behind it, but still, dude, $400,000 for a model. I mean, I could probably buy a Revell version of it for like $20.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. There's always been some crazy collectors, and you get enough. Now you got all these guys with Microsoft money and Amazon money and Google money. I mean,
Yeah, we're not making that pot hell money yet, but
yeah, soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna have that Google pod hell money. We're gonna be buying $96,000 bikinis, and we're gonna make Ryan wear them.
well,
I'm fine.
what $96,000 bikini would you buy? What movie would it have to be from for you to spend that kind of money?
God, I can't even think of a famous bikini. I mean, obviously it'd be the Princess Leia bikini. Truthfully,
No way. Gina Davis from Earth Girls Are Easy.
Phoebe
Oh,
Cates from Fast Five Times at Ridgemont High.
There you go. Yeah, jog that memory.
That. You know what's great about that movie is actually she does take the top off. It's not one of those movies where it like cuts away. Nope. Dude, Phoebe Cates, I had such a crush on her. Gremlins, she was so hot. Oh,
Go for everybody listening to this right now. Go and since you're seeing this on YouTube or possibly on Podhill, go
Both.
check out Coheed and Cambria's video for "You Got Spirit, Kid." It's like a retelling of Fast Times at Ridgemont High, but with like all the guys from Coheed and Cambria. It's really fun to watch. Especially the chorus of the song is "Nobody gives a fuck who you are." Love those guys.
that movie is so. It's a good movie. It's like American Pie before American Pie in a lot of ways.
Yeah, true.
It's a good movie. All right. Well, I think we've talked plenty about the $96,000 bikini. So this is a little bit of spoiler news. So we'll talk about it. If you don't want to know, I'll give you the spoiler, and you can kind of cut ahead about 30 seconds. So this actually happened last week. Me and Ryan talked a lot about the fact that it was announced that the Skywalkers are going to be the main. I don't know, the main players in all the saga movies that are coming out. All the main episodes. 7, 8, 9. So Topps trading cards are doing a lot of Star Wars promotions and they're doing a lot of cool stuff. They are actually they're releasing the Force Awakens, characters in card form, and so they've actually divided all these cards into different characters. So they have Jedi, Sith, Rebel, Pilot, and all this other things. Well, in itself, it's not necessarily spoiler stuff, but they've kind of identified a couple characters in these classes that do kind of give away some of what they are going to be in the movie. So we're going to talk about it for a second. So if you do not want to know this, I suggest you skip ahead for about a minute. About 1 minute. Yes. Is that Porkins?
Stay on target.
Stay on target. I got a problem here. So the kind of spoiler news is that Rey, the main female character, she's being classified as a Jedi in the cards.
Oh no! Don't give me that information. Bleh.
Like we all did not know that was exactly what she was going to be anyway. The other bit that was kind of is Finn is actually considered not a Jedi. He's in the not Jedi category. So.
Really? They've been playing him up as the fucking Jedi for like this.
Exactly.
These last
that is why this is kind of interesting news.
Why is he fucking turning on lightsabers and shit?
So apparently, if you actually read into some of his Nin vagina face.
Yeah, I'll just keep going. Sorry, I'm gonna distractify as much as I can.
Right. That's all right. I'm gonna stay on target.
Stay on target.
I need that as a drop. Stay on target. But the reason why this is because, like Ryan said, is that in the last little teaser they put out that everyone lost their gaga over. I know I did. It shows Finn igniting a lightsaber. Well, apparently some of his backstory is he's a specially trained stormtrooper that is trained in all kinds of various forms of weapons, including lightsabers. So he may actually know how to use a lightsaber, but not actually be trained in the Force.
Now, and I was reading on fucking old canon before the news before Disney took over.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to use a lightsaber, you have to be somewhat Force attuned because it's really hard to use because of the resistance that you get from the weapon itself.
Yeah, all of us fans who read that in the old canon of the Legends, what they call it now, we always kind of took that as like, because Han Solo uses it in Empire Strikes Back, and he has zero Force sensitivity.
Well, that's not true in the Legends lore because look what happens with Jaden.
Yeah, but that comes from the Skywalker lineage.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
So
who am I thinking of? That was the Solo that was.
No, you're thinking of the Solos. They were Han and Leia's kids. They had the three. They had Anakin. Jason,
oh yeah, that does
Jaina.
come from Skywalker. Sorry, I forget about fucking Leia. Ugh.
Well, and to clarify something I said last week on the show, me and Ryan were talking about that the new movies are going to be about the Skywalker. I don't know, legacy. And Ryan had thought that I meant that actually Luke Skywalker was going to have a kid or whatever. And so I guess I didn't clarify it enough. I meant the Skywalker lineage, the legacy of the Skywalker. So it may not necessarily be the Skywalker name, but it'll be, the bloodline of Anakin Skywalker is what these movies are going to focus on. So, could Rey be a daughter of Luke? Possibly. We don't really know what's happened. Obviously, a lot of years has passed since Return of the Jedi. But we do know that she is a Force sensitive. I don't know if she'll be a fully trained Jedi. A lot of the rumors for Episode 8 is that they're looking for another female lead, and that there will be a couple females that Luke will train in Episode 8. So my guess is that Rey will embrace her Skywalker heritage and become one with the Force.
Honest, I'm gonna clap like a fucking nerd when R2 shows up for the first time.
I don't even care. As soon as the LucasArts runs across the screen in the little green. And it says, and the John L. Williams score hits, I'm going to cry like a little girl, and I'm going to leave the theater after the movie's over and say it's the greatest movie I've ever seen. Period. I can already tell you that right now, because that's what I did at Phantom Menace. So I did it. Oh, Lord. Princess Leia.
Boosh.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for a 30 fucking year old movie.
Hey, you never know. So anyway, that's some little spoiler news. I mean, obviously it's just some trading cards, so who knows how much information they have. But if you're checking out a lot of the toys and a lot of the things that they're releasing, they are giving away small little details about the about episode 7. But considering the movie is out in December in 2 months, the fact that we literally know almost nothing about this movie, I feel like they've done a really good job of keeping everybody kind of in the dark and getting us all excited without telling us too much. So
I'm
just
really
wait
hoping,
until a week out. It's gonna implode.
I hope that J.J. Abrams has done what he needs to do for this, because he did fairly well for the for the Star Trek reboot, and a lot of the shows that I've watched him do. He was responsible for what was it? Fringe. He was Cloverfield. I mean, anything Bad Robot really that touched that he was part of that.
well, even Lost started out as a great thing. He directed the pilot of Lost, which is one of the best pilots I've ever seen on television.
Well, and don't get it twisted,
Oh, yeah.
because people at Watch Play Read and Podhell and everything, we fucking loved Lost for the longest time
Yeah, I just hated the end.
until the last season.
Yeah, last season was a cop out.
You're like, oh man.
Yeah, we could do a whole show on
Purgatory!
why Lost was great and what it wasn't. But no, I'm
It's a
with you,
big
man. I really
court.
hope JJ. I really do hope JJ. I have faith. I know me and Kyle have gotten into a little bit about what JJ Abrams is and isn't, but I do believe that this is the first time you've seen a true fan of Star Wars. This is JJ's biggest passion project. Even Star Wars or Star Trek he liked, but he wasn't a passionate Star Trek fan.
Well, and I give him a pass because you have big names. You have Kevin Smith, who got to go out to the set in England to see what was going on. And you have, what's his name? From Shaun of the Dead. Can't remember his name.
He's actually in the movie.
Scott, whatever the hell
Yeah,
he is.
yeah,
Star Trek. I
He was in
can't
Star
remember his
Trek.
name. You've got geeks yelling at your
Why can
fucking
I not remember?
show right now. But anyway,
Yeah.
these guys, the ones that I trust in geekdom, have come back and said, no, J.J. Abrams has a fucking right. He knows what's going on. He gets it. And for Disney to back him up on this kind of thing, I have 100% fucking confidence that this first movie is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and
what
it's
he
gonna
needs to do, and I know they're working on it right now, you have the expanded universe and you have the main trilogy, but he's going to step aside after this movie and let it be done the way that it needs to be, because that's how Empire became the best fucking movie of the trilogy.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, thank you. But Empire became the best of the trilogy because it did not have George Lucas at the helm of it.
Yeah.
It had Irvin Kershner as the fucking head of that movie. And he wasn't afraid to take it to a dark place.
Empire, one of my favorite ones of all.
It is quite possibly one of the best movies in a trilogy I've ever seen.
Oh, dude, Empire's the best Star Wars movie, period. And I put it up there with Empire is on my list of greatest movies of all time. Anyway, I think it's a fantastic movie.
As far as trilogies go, you have to do every fucking trilogy beyond like 1980 has done the exact same like formula. You have Alien and then you have Aliens, which went to a much darker place, much more action filled, but much darker. And then it became Alien 3, which was a shitty movie, but
Well, that tried to go dark.
it tried to. But like every trilogy, usually you could look at the second movie and say, "Wow, that was the pinnacle of that series."
Yeah.
Because
Well,
as much as people may want to hate on Jedi, there's still a lot of good shit about it.
Well,
but,
can we
I mean,
put it like to Avengers? Could you have Avengers and you have Age of Ultron?
See, I don't see Avengers movies as, Avengers 1, Avengers 2, and then you're going to have the next one coming out. You have to look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Because for me, the point where Avengers and Age of Ultron came into being, you had a movie in between, which was the paragon of every Marvel movie that came to date, and that was Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think that is the best fucking Marvel movie that has ever.
Oh yeah, hands down. And I know a lot of people gave Age of Ultron a lot of grief. I loved it. I still think it's one of the best ones they've ever done. I mean, right behind.
They need
Soldier.
They need to remember when the first Avengers movie came out, and I'm not a Marvel zombie, so I'll be the first to admit this. When I was watching the first Avengers movie, and they're talking with each other when the helicarrier, we didn't know was a helicarrier at the time, was sitting on the ocean. They thought it was just some fucking aircraft carrier. Starts to take off. I cried. because this is something that has been part of my growing up, my youth and everything from the early 80s until now, where like you get to see realized something that you've only seen in comics when you were a kid, you know, of a Nick Fury piloting a helicarrier that flies over
and
the
to
fucking...
be fair, that's why I loved Age of Ultron so much, is that Age of Ultron was the first movie that took one of those epic 10-issue comic book series and put it into a movie.
Yeah.
What you read in a 10 episode, I mean, Avengers was great, but Avengers would have been like a 2-shot comic. It was a very simple movie, a very simple story, great movie, but not a lot of depth to it.
No, Age of Ultron would have been a trade paperback, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely went off a tangent there. Go ahead and get back to what you're talking about.
But yeah, we got some Marvel news we're going to talk about here in a minute, and we'll just go ahead and segue that in a second. But real quick to end our Star Wars conversation here. I don't know why I always lead with Star Wars, because we end up spending half the show talking about it because we all love Star Wars. But no, I think it's going to be done well, and I think it's going to be done great. I think the best thing that Star Wars Episode 7 has going for it is Disney knows how much is dependent on this movie being good. If it comes out and it's bad, even if it's Star Wars, it's going to taint the whole Disney brand. People are going to be like, oh, you see, even Disney can't get it right. I really feel like this movie is going to be epic, and I don't know, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Well, the fact that they've closed a significant acreage of, like, Disney World to rebuild into Star Wars land.
Yeah.
That says to me that they have faith in this movie to be the shining example of what we need it to be. We need this to be another episode 4. We need this to be another episode 5. We need this to be an episode 3, I guess you would say. But
real quick, the last thing I want to say about this is I actually hope that they don't want it to be episode 4. I hope that they want, and I think that it was part of the problem with The Phantom Menace, is we all wanted it to be episode 4, and I think in some ways it wanted to be episode 4. It wanted to be the George Lucas wanted to recreate, tell us a full story, but recreate what he'd already made, and I think that's part of the reason why it failed. I want it to feel like Star Wars, but I want it to be something different. I want it to be something.
Yeah.
Maybe
I went back and watched.
You know, you could say, you know, episode 7, not when you're saying episode 4. Episode 7 is the marker that you know can be established for the Star Wars universe. So,
well, I went back and watched Phantom Menace recently, and minus all the Trade Federation bullshit, Anakin bullshit, and Jar Jar bullshit,
it's
which arguably is 70% of the movie.
Yeah.
It's a really fucking tight film.
Yeah.
I mean, Darth Maul is a great fucking villain.
Yeah, and they killed him. That's what really I think was the beginning of a little bit of the end for that trilogy as far as being great. Is you established one of the best villains, on screen presence that we were just like, holy crap, this guy could be up in that universe with Darth Vader. I mean, he's got that look, and then you just whacked him, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
What happened? Where'd he go?
And then it leads you
to see.
And you give us Count Dookie instead. I mean, come on.
Oh man, Christopher Lee. Say
great,
what you want
but
about
Count Dooku does not hold a candle to Darth Maul as far as cool factor.
Yeah, but his death scene was fucking awesome.
It was better than
People give Hayden Christensen a lot that he did that role.
Revenge of the Sith,
Hayden
man.
Christensen can act. He just needs a good script and a good director.
The problem with that movie is none of them had chemistry together was the problem. They were all good actors individually, but together they just did not do well.
I mean, as many people want to complain about Hayden Christensen, watch Jumper. And that was a really damn good flick. I don't care what anybody says. That was a good movie.
I like Jumper. Or watch, what is it? It's a movie where he gets an open heart surgery. Awake.
Oh, hadn't seen that one.
It's actually not a bad movie. I enjoyed it. But okay, we got to end our Star Wars conversation.
So, yeah, moving on. Sorry.
So, I have some other stuff, but since we were already talking about Marvel, it's a perfect segue. So we'll go into Marvel and just blow the rest of our time away. So, right now New York Comic Con's going on, and so obviously it's another big Comic Con, and there's going to be a lot of big information and big movie news, and Marvel did not disappoint. First thing that came out this morning that we're going to talk about is that Ant-Man is officially getting a sequel.
Yeah!
This is big news because we didn't really know if Ant-Man was going to get a sequel. We all kind of assumed it would. It made more money than the original Captain America, and it ended up making about $410 million worldwide. But as far as Marvel money goes, that's not a huge number. It's not a bad number, but it's not necessarily a Marvel number. So a lot of us were kind of sitting here going, is this going to get a sequel? We all liked it. We all kind of figured it would. But I think Kevin Feige, I think the fact that he finally is broken off from Marvel, I think that's why you see all of a sudden now you see Ant-Man 2 is now going to be released. Yeah,
he's not reporting to the penny pincher guy that he was originally reporting to. So with Ant-Man 2, you're going to see. I mean, Ant-Man 1 had a lot of really fucking cool effects.
Mm-hmm.
I took my kids to it and they were blown away by it. But I can only imagine now that you don't have a guy that's going to be like hemming and hawing over everything that's in the budget.
Oh yeah,
You're going to have an amazing fucking movie.
Also, too, what's kind of important about it that I'm actually really excited about, and me and Ryan actually talked a little bit about this, about the fact that Kevin's old boss was a little bit. Not only was he a penny pincher, apparently the rumor was that he was one of the main reasons why a lot of the female Marvel characters weren't getting their just dues in movies and in toys.
He was sexist as fuck. Yeah.
Well, what's cool is that the sequel is going to be called Ant-Man and the Wasp. So yeah. So it's not even Ant-Man 2. What a lot of people, some people, well, not a lot of people, but some people did criticize that the Wasp didn't have a huge role in Ant-Man. I wasn't upset about it because I felt the way the movie was, it was very organic the way it did it. And I thought it set up really well for Hope Van Dyne to become the Wasp in the next one.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited to see that. I mean, Ant-Man and Wasp was always kind of a tandem. I mean, you didn't really have Ant-Man without the Wasp. And in fact, the Wasp was one of the people who gave the Avengers their name in the comic book. So I'm very excited to see her as being a very big part of the next movie.
Well, and what really bums me, and it's a stupid little thing to be like niggling about, is that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Hank Pym is just this old guy that created the Pym particle. Mm-hmm. That kills me. I mean, he was the original Ant-Man, great, but he doesn't have any of his Giant Man stuff. You don't have any of the other backstory behind Hank Pym. I mean, especially the fact that him and Reed Richards were like this. They were.
Yeah, but then you got to deal with Fox, and you got to deal with all stupid. I hate Fox and the fact that they won't give back Fantastic Four. But
Marvel is working with Sony for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
we have to agree as Geek Dads that it's only a matter of time before Fox says, "Fuck, we don't know how to do Fantastic Four."
Yeah, but I think Fox is.
Yeah, but didn't Fantastic Four it bombed really bad? I mean,
but Fox is like bullheaded that they're gonna make a sequel. They don't care what their loss was.
They don't give a shit. They're gonna try for it anyway. They have to keep the license. They have to keep making movies.
Well, you want to know the truth? I really do think, and this is my own personal. I haven't heard anything or rumored anything. I really think that Daredevil is why they're keeping Fantastic Four, because I think Fox let the property, let the rights for Daredevil slip, thinking that nothing could be done with Daredevil, and they just don't want to deal with it.
Oh man, and the Netflix series fucking killed it, man.
Marvel hands it over to Netflix, and they make this series that is one of the best series I've ever seen. And,
I mean, it was a 13-hour movie. It was fucking amazing.
And they could never have done that on TV or a movie or anything like that. The Netflix format, and being able to release it all at once, so you could just binge watch the shit out of it right from the beginning.
And we've got Jessica Jones. Yeah. We've got Luke Cage, Power Man. Power Man was one of my fucking favorite Marvel guys of all time.
Yeah.
Then you've got Iron Fist, and then you're gonna have a fucking Defenders series. So you've got like 4 seasons of amazing fucking television coming out soon.
4 series they've announced. We're also getting Punisher in the next season of Daredevil.
Oh my god! And it's the guy that played fucking.
There's already talks that Blade is either going to be in the TV show or he's going to get his own movie again with his daughter. How long is it before Ghost Rider shows up? These are all properties that Fox could do nothing with, other than the first Blade movie, which was really good. But all the other movies they couldn't do anything with. They let them slide, thinking like, hey, what's really going to happen? And then Marvel says, this is what can happen. And I think they're scared to death of saying, you know what? We're not going to let this happen again with Fantastic Four. We may not make it now, but at some point, some director, some screenwriter is going to come along and say, I've got an idea that's going to be gold. And
they can't, though, because Marvel's already hired all those people, and they're not letting them do anything else. So
the main problem you have with Fox is that they hired Josh Trank to do Fantastic Four, who could have done a good job. But the studio got involved way too much.
Yeah, well, we could talk about that all day, but
yeah, that could take another fucking
other episode.
A
little bit more Marvel news. Moving on. So with Ant-Man and the Wasp coming out, it's going to be coming out July 6, 2018. The date was originally held by Black Panther. That's actually going to be moved up to February 16th of that year, which is cool. We're going to get that a little bit earlier. The downside is they're moving Captain Marvel back to March of 2019, so we won't get Captain Marvel. We won't get a movie with her in 18. We'll get that in 19. They also released dates for 3 other unnamed Marvel movies. So I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on what they are. My guess is probably one of them is Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I don't know what the other 2 are.
Spider-Man yet?
Spider-Man comes out in 2017, so I guess one of the 20s could be a Spider-Man sequel.
Okay.
But I don't know how much. I know Marvel's obviously kind of doing the Spider-Man movies, but I don't know if they're going to be the ones who are going to release all the information about it. I don't know how much Sony's going to play into that. I know it was kind of a joint Sony-Marvel, hey, this is what we're doing when they came out and said it. So, I don't know. But speculate away. Let us know what you think. Let us know in the comments what you think these 3 movies can be. It's so far out right now, who knows, but I would guess Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is one of them. They seem to do every movie in trilogies before they let them go. So, couple movies. Oh, well, last bit of Avengers news we can kind of chew on. So apparently we were talking a little bit ago about how Kevin Feige, he's got the reins. He can do whatever he wants to, and he can make as much, spend as much money as he wants. Well, the rumored budget. Now this is rumored. It was on bleedingcool.com. They're usually pretty good on their stuff, but the rumored budget for the Avengers Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2 is $1 billion.
Holy shit.
To put that in perspective, Avengers Age of Ultron cost $290 million to make.
So double
so-
that.
Quadruple that.
I don't know anything about the Infinity Wars. Can someone do me a quick fill-in?
I'm not even a fucking Marvel guy, and I know this shit.
So
Come on.
there's 5 Infinity Stones. The mind.
Yeah,
the
I know about
time,
that.
there's 5 Infinity
Space,
Stones.
power,
Space, reality.
yeah, someone can fill us in on all of them, but
So you put
I
him
know
in a
about the
gauntlet.
stones. I know about the
Thanos
glove.
collected them
all
all
that
into a gauntlet, and when he did, he welded all the powers of all the stones and basically became a god anymore.
he had the powers cosmic, and he wanted to be a god, and he was mainly doing all of this to impress Death.
to impress the female embodiment
yeah,
of death.
that's right.
And the only way they were able to defeat him is by tricking him. And basically, it's, in a lot of ways, it's kind of anticlimactic. And Adam Warlock was basically, he ended up becoming the...
Yeah, who was the winner of Secret Wars? It was fucking, it was Squirrel Girl.
Yeah, I saw that. So, there's been multiple stories of the Infinity Stones. I'm hearing that they're actually going to be drawing a lot from the most recent Infinity Wars comic. So, I haven't actually read that one yet. It's on my list to read, but that's basically the gist of it, and that's kind of what it's going to be about. Basically, Thanos is going to get a lot of power, and everybody's going to band together to try and defeat him. That's pretty much, there you go.
I don't know about you guys, but when Thanos at the end of Infinity, what was it? Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron, grabbed the gauntlet, said, fine,
grabbed the gauntlet and said,
myself.
fine, I'll do it myself. I was like, oh my god!
Yes. No,
Like,
no,
that was even more than the first movie, because at the end of the Avengers, when he's like, to deal with them is to court death itself, and he like kind of smiles at the camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I know Death, and she's a bitch. You know? But at the end
I
of
got
it,
impressed as
grabs
shit.
the fucking Infinity Gauntlet, puts it on, and he's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm doing
Yeah,
this.
dude. Like I said, I loved every aspect of Age of Ultron. I just got the Blu-ray, and I'm gonna watch the shit out of the deleted scenes and all the additional material. Apparently, they got a whole feature. Get the Age of Ultron DVD, Ryan. It's got a featurette about the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Stone, so you can learn something.
Yeah, because fuck, Civil War's gonna have, it's gonna be Avengers 2.5, really.
Yeah, I don't even know what the budget on that is.
Holy shit.
Probably $500 million to $1 billion. That's got to be the biggest production budget.
I can't remember. There's like 20-something people that they have like listed as in the movie. Like,
Oh yeah. Hey,
So-
thank God for that Disney money, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no shit.
All right, so moving on. We'll talk about something that I know X loves.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk a little DC stuff.
Yeah, DC!
So one of the things that just kind of came out of New York Comic Con is they released a new image of the Batman from Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice,
That's
and
a
he
great
looks
fucking picture.
fucking awesome.
A lot of people are shitting on the fact that Ben Affleck is going to be Batman. I think
stupid.
he is going to be the Batman.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah. he'll be better than Christian Bale. I still think
The problem with Christian Bale is that he came with a price tag, and that price tag was Christopher Nolan.
There's no problem with Christian Bale. What is your problem with Christian Bale?
No problem at all.
It would be very painful for you.
But Chris Nolan, as much as he wants to be this amazing fucking director, he always obfuscates things quite a bit.
Inception.
And so,
Loved Inception.
even then, he made that movie more complex than it really needed to be.
What, a layer within a layer within a layer within a dream?
I mean, yeah, watch fucking what is it? The last movie he had, Interstellar.
Yeah.
Just to
I
be-
liked Interstellar a lot, though.
It's good, but it's way too fucking thick than it needs to be for a movie.
That movie gave up the typical like. I feel like I love that movie, but the ending was what should we do?
I don't know. Let's make it.
Let's just throw him out by Mars.
Let's have the MacGuffin work its way out. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, there we go.
But yeah,
But
no.
Ben Affleck is the quintessential. I mean, and I've recently rented it from the library. Checked it out from the library at my local fucking library.
Old man alert! Old man alert!
Sorry, I go to my library for graphic novels, but The Dark Knight Returns,
3's
which
coming out.
is a great fucking comic, you know. And I see as I'm reading this whole thing, and this was like in the 80s when this came out, I see exact parallels that are going to come out in the next movie, Batman vs Superman.
Zack Snyder's not, hid away from the fact that this movie's heavily influenced by The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh yeah, I mean obviously because Robin's dead, Joker's old.
Yeah, well, and Batman looks like the Batman.
He's going to be old man Batman. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Batman
not
should,
really
should
old,
have
but...
some age to him. I mean, it gives the character kind of definition that.
And it's not just the age, and I'm with you, Ryan. I'm kind of glad they went with a little bit older Batman. I mean, we've seen the young Batman over and over and over, but the thing that I like the most about this Batman, one of my biggest complaints of all the Batmans is that Batman's the type of character, because he has no powers, when he comes into the room, people should cower in fear. And none of the other Batmans really were physically imposing. They didn't look like they could beat you up. They looked like they dude in a rubber suit running around with some batarangs. I
mean, the only Batman I respected beyond the new one coming out here pretty soon is Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Keaton's first movie, he looked intimidating.
And the reason I liked him is because he was a fucking wild card.
Yeah.
Like, he was the guy that you could actually believe would do that kind of thing.
Well, he had that kind of crazy off-kilter a little bit,
Like, Val Kilmer didn't do it for me. George Clooney obviously didn't do it
What?
for
The
me.
bat nipples were glorious. What are you talking about?
Bat fucking credit card was just the worst.
Forgot about that. That movie's so awful. Damn you, Joel Schumacher.
Man, I had forgot about.
What really makes me sad is that they had the storyline from the animated series. They could have went with that.
Yeah.
With Victor Fries. They could have really went with that,
Yeah,
but
they didn't. It was terrible. But no, but I mean, back to the point is Bruce Wayne, Ben Affleck looks like Batman. He looks like when he's 6'2", he looks yoked out of his mind for this movie. He looks like when he shows up, like you're like, that dude can literally destroy everybody in this room.
that man could fuck Superman in the ass.
Well, good thing this is a family show. Wow, just go there.
Sorry, I've said the F word quite a bit tonight.
Neil
it's
deGrasse
alright.
Tyson, he came out and said there's no way that Superman would not destroy Batman. He said the only way Batman could beat Superman, this is a scientist, Okay, he's scientist.
Yeah, Neil
Then
deGrasse Tyson is
court
not
of
the
public
be
approval,
all
that's what
end
he
all
said.
of fucking comic book series, though.
I don't care. But I think he looks great. I don't give a crap what the haters say. It's amazing. I'll try and after the show tonight, I'll throw up the image I have up on Facebook so everybody can check it out. But I think it looks awesome. I'm so excited for this movie. I'm just beyond excited. The other little bit thing that's kind of cool is they're starting to do some viral marketing for the movie. They just released some LexCorp videos where they're offering some new iOS upgrade, and at New York Comic Con they're actually offering everybody free LexCorp Wi-Fi. So you can hop on your phone to LexCorp Wi-Fi and
How
virus.
weird is it that Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor in this movie?
Apparently he's the Lex Luthor Jr.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that kind of got released too.
As we've gotten from the trailers and everything else, is if you guys haven't pieced this together yet, LexCorp gets the body of General Zod.
Yeah, I'm guessing he turns him into Doomsday. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's my thinking because I mean either that or they'll have to go with Darkseid. I don't think they'll go with Darkseid.
I think Darkseid's going to be the villain. I think Darkseid or Brainiac will be the villain for Justice League.
Yeah.
I think Darkseid is a little too much like Thanos, so I don't know if they'll go that route because that's what Marvel's doing. But
As long as it doesn't look like Mr. Ooze from fucking.
dude, don't even get me started on
Apocalypse.
X-Men. No, we don't have enough time for X-Men.
Bryan Singer, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Who knows? But yeah, I mean, I think Doomsday will obviously be in the movie. I think we'll talk more as that movie gets closer. We'll have a whole special about that. But it does look awesome. But let's see, where am I in here? Oh, the other cool thing that came out for DC is that they're going to. This actually came out a little while ago. We didn't talk about it. I forgot to talk about it. But since I know you are a huge fan of this property, Chris.
Yeah.
X, it's a perfect time to talk about it. Booster Gold and
Oh.
Blue Beetle are getting a movie in the
That's
DC
an orgasm
universe.
right there. Just
If you do not know who those people are, you are not a DC fan. But I highly
No.
recommend you check out. I don't know. The New 52 was really good. Not the New 52. The 52 was a
Reading
great Booster Gold story.
reading everything up to Infinity Crisis.
Yeah.
With you, he had Ted Cord and Booster Gold,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, Blue Beetle will always be Ted Cord.
Yeah. Same here.
You'll have Jaime and everything like that, but Ted Cord,
I don't remember the first Booster Gold.
oh man. And when I was reading the lead up to Infinity War, I mean, I'm sorry, not Infinity Wars. Fuck, what am I saying? Infinite Crisis.
Yeah.
When they had Blue Beetle get killed,
Yeah.
it was one of those you say that he died off frame, he'll be back kind of
No,
thing.
Yeah.
They had the bullet go into his head, and they showed brain matter coming out the back of his head.
So side note, if you don't know what Chris is talking about, I highly recommend go back to the old DC comics, not the New 52 stuff. Start at the OMAC. Was it the
Yes,
OMAC
oh my
project?
god.
I believe, and then just follow the comics from the OMAC all the way through to Infinite
All the way
Crisis,
to
and
Infinite Crisis, and then
it was Identity Crisis. It was OMAC.
and then 52, and then you had Darkest Day, Blackest Day, Brightest Night.
There was about a 3-year period that DC was just putting out some epic
And it was
crossovers.
dark as fuck too,
oh,
man.
So good.
Like
Ryan,
you
I have
had
them all. You can borrow 'em.
big name characters that were dying and being brought back as Black Lanterns.
And they were taking
You know,
characters
they're-
like Booster Gold, who was always kind of a joke, and turning him into a legitimate superhero. It was pretty
Yeah.
good. So, but that is coming out. Another movie that was actually just announced this week that is coming out too, which is pretty cool, is the Dark Justice League movie. For those who aren't familiar with the Dark Justice League, it has John Constantine, Zatanna.
Well, Zatanna's one of my favorites. I fucking love that
She's
character.
great. Was a Dead Man. Sometimes the Swamp Thing's in it. So basically, it follows all the dark mystic, kind of like the Doctor Strange of the DC universe. But DC actually has a better catalog of mystic characters, I feel, than Marvel does, and they've always been much more a bigger part of the DC universe than Doctor Strange and his mystic universe has.
Well, and, okay, we've all said many times in the past that DC has it locked down on the animated stuff.
Yeah.
Like Warner owns the animated version of their comic book versions. Marvel has the live action stuff. And so it makes me really giddy that the fact that they're trying to come out with a live action version of the stuff. You have Jason Momoa coming out as Aquaman.
Yeah.
Whoever they have as Flash and Cyborg and everything. I'm glad that they're coming out, but at the same time it's like just stick with what you already own, because Flashpoint was really good. Yeah. You had what was the most recent one? Gods and Monsters.
I still got
the animated one.
Yeah, where it had like alternate versions of the DC superheroes.
Yeah, it was Gods and Monsters.
Yeah,
had,
and then
Zod. It had the Zod Superman and.
Yeah, and then there was a what was it? It was the All-Star Superman movie was really
good. One
good.
of my favorites was the Batman Arkham Asylum. That was
really
and
good. There was the court of the fuck. What is it called? I apologize, but it's the Court of Owls or whatever it was, where like
Batman Court of Owls. Well, they had Atlantis, the Throne of Atlantis. They had Court of Owls. They had that was Batman and Son.
That was a Batman and
they had it recently. Recently, it was a Batman and Robin.
It was Batman versus Robin.
Versus Robin. There you go.
Batman versus Robin.
Where it was him versus
that was when you had
Damien, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm sorry, DC fucking owns it with animated stuff.
But they have to. You have to look at the money that Marvel's making, and DC has to make these movies. I mean, now they're going to make them. We can debate all day long whether they're doing it the right way or the wrong way, but let's be honest. I mean, Marvel's thrown out a formula. DC's going to try. They're going to say they're not copying it, but they are.
And as much as people may fight about it, I think Man of Steel was a better movie than most of the Series 1 Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah, Man of Steel was great.
But there's a lot of people that would fight you over that. Like, literally knife fight you over that.
I don't care. I will destroy them.
But a lot of them are like hardcore Marvel people, and Marvel can do no wrong.
And I like Marvel, but DC has always had the better characters.
Yeah, they have.
Well,
they've always
been
better
more
tier A characters.
Yeah.
But
They've always been the bigger archetypes, and they've always been the more relatable to human beings kind of archetype.
there's also a
So,
lot more of the tragic characters too. I mean, in a
yeah.
lot of ways. I mean, they're more of a kind of. A lot of their guys are. I mean, well, you even have Wonder Woman, who's based on Greek mythology, but a lot of the characters really are kind of Greek mythology type characters, and they, like I said, the stuff we were
Gods
talking
among
about. There's
men,
some
yeah.
really, really dark stuff there. There are characters dying. There are their wives getting raped and people's
Yeah.
memories wiped. And I mean, it's the dark. DC does not shy away from the dark stuff. So
For anybody listening right now, I want you to go out and pick up a trade paperback, and it's not going to cost you too much because you could probably get it cheap on Amazon or whatever it is. But Kingdom Come,
oh, I just read it the other day again.
drawn by Alex Ross, is quite possibly one of the most beautiful DC books ever fucking made. It's a standalone. You can read it without having to know
4
any other
issues,
things.
4 or 5, super good.
Oh man, it was a hell of a book. I mean, I have that next to Niven's Civil War from Marvel.
Yeah.
And which one do I go back to all the time? Kingdom Come.
Oh yeah, DC. I'll read DC. Like you said, they got the better characters, but
Yeah.
we can talk about DC all day long. But yeah, once again, we have to pick one topic. We can have an hour-long show on one topic. Unfortunately,
Especially having this guy.
poor,
Yeah.
poor Ryan over here. Me and X are just like we will talk DC characters. Just
You guys are
nonstop.
well versed in DC.
We are.
And,
if you want to carry on the conversation with me or X about DC, please hit us up on Twitter or on Facebook, and
Yeah.
we'd have no problem carrying on. Me and him talk about this all the time. So, but needless to say, we're both pretty excited about Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, and I do think Warner Brothers, seeing what's on the table, is going to get this right. Are they going to get it exactly right? Probably not, but I think it's going to be cool, and I think it'll be fun, and I think it'll be good. It'll be entertaining.
I'm interested to see how they rectify the whole Robin suit that Batman has on display that's been defaced by Joker, apparently. I'm really interested to see what Joker that is. I mean, or not what Joker, but what Robin that is.
Yeah, what
If
Robin
it's-
that is, and not well, and the fact
Is
that
it
they
going to be
moved it-
Dick? Is it going to be...
Well, the fact
is
that
it-
they moved ahead too in that whole universe is it leaves it open for movies to take place between point A and point B where we are now. You could tell a Robin story. I hope it's Jason Todd. I hope they bring the Red Hood,
Yeah.
man. That'd be amazing.
Oh my God, Red Hood in a movie would be so fucking cool.
But but like there's a lot of stuff they can go, and we still have what's the other movie we got coming out from DC? What can I
I gotta
remember?
think of it. Which one?
The Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, Suicide Squad.
We
Oh.
totally
Which I
forgot
think
about
is going to
Suicide
be
Squad.
a prequel to Batman v Superman.
Yeah, apparently it kind of plays out before, middle, and during. I'm not really sure. I've heard
Could
it takes
be.
place over.
Well,
a few
they're
different
really
movies.
playing up Jared Leto, like being a method actor for the role. So
Will
Of course
Smith
they are.
said he never even actually met Jared Leto. He only met the Joker the entire time they were shooting. So, but whatever. But Justice League Dark is actually it sounds like Warner Bros. Wants to fast track it. It's going to apparently start shooting early next year. They're pretty excited about it. I don't know. They probably want to compete with Doctor Strange. Shocker. So
I'll let
we've
you guys catch up.
literally
I'll be right back.
Pretty much blown through all our time. So I'm going to rapid fire some stuff here and get through the rest of this news so we can get to our last few things. Unless you have a problem with that, Ryan. Unless you got something to say.
you won't have Chris
Yeah.
to elongate.
Now that Chris is gone, Ryan, why aren't you talking? Don't let him steal your
Oh.
thunder.
This is what happens when I'm on a show with two alpha hosts. So
Ryan,
know.
Ryan, you need to corner off your section, your territory, and you need to mark that, and you need to let him know who's boss. Okay, you let him know.
I will do it. This is my show.
This is your show. This is the Brian Ryan show.
say-
Chris is our guest.
I don't know shit about DC, but I'll just start
He's
saying
gonna laugh his ass
Superman.
off when he watches this later.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna rapid fire some stuff. So obviously, me and Chris and occasionally Ryan had a lot to say about a few topics. So I'll try and blow through some of the news so you could stay in the know, everybody. Incredibles 2. Everyone knows it's coming out. It's got a release date. It's gonna be June 21st, 2019. I love Incredibles. Don't listen to Ryan. It's gonna be amazing. Cars 3. That I don't give a crap about.
Yeah,
that comes
that
out
one. That was the one I was
2017.
giving it some. I was reading ahead a
Oh,
little
you're reading
bit.
ahead?
So
Incredibles 2, thumbs up, but not till 2019. Cars 3 comes out in June 16th of 2017. We talked last week about Fast and Furious 8 not having a director. Maybe Vin Diesel would direct it. He is, in fact, not going to direct it. They have landed F. Gary Gray, the Straight Outta Compton director, to direct Fast 8. So
that movie made tons of freaking money.
it made tons of money. Fast 8 is going to make tons of money. Ooh, whatever. Terminator Genesis. We talked last week that the series, it looked bad. It looked like the trilogy was going to be canceled. The people who are making it came out and said, no, it's not being canceled. It's being reshuffled and readjusted, whatever the hell that means.
Arnold's not going to be in it. I'm betting.
AKA, we want to keep doing them because we like the money, but we got to make them better.
Yeah.
Be my guess.
So I bet they get rid of Arnold.
Nah,
That's
Arnold
my.
will be in it. They'll probably get rid of I don't know, the guy who played Reese. He wasn't very good. Daniel Craig has been going on tour for his new James Bond Spectre movie. You might have heard of it. It's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Personally, I like Pierce Brosnan, Sean Connery, but
No way.
basically,
No.
they were asking.
Daniel Craig is a great James Bond.
He's a great James Bond, except for Quantum of Solace, which was a boring fucking movie.
Oh, so was Skyfall, though.
No, Skyfall was amazing,
It was
dude.
good, but it was boring
Skyfall
in the
was
middle.
good.
Anyway, this is rapid fire news. We're not going to talk about James Bond.
It was better than Die Another Day.
Yeah, that is true. But I like Goldeneye.
Goldeneye was amazing. Yeah,
So,
I'll give you that.
But
Okay, GoldenEye was
Anyway.
also the best N64 game ever.
that's
So
probably why I like him more. No,
No.
I do like Daniel Craig a lot as James Bond. I think he's a really good James Bond. But he is probably not going to be James Bond anymore. He's been doing press tours, and they asked him if he wanted to do any more because his contract's up. He said, and I quote, "I would rather break this glass table in front of me and use the shards to slit my wrist than do another James Bond movie."
Holy shit!
So
Nothing
I do,
like biting the hand that feeds you.
I do not know if he would
Spectre
do
is
another
going to be a
James Bond.
great movie.
He kind of retracted a little bit and basically said if the story was there and they paid him a lot of money, he'd come back.
Fuck you, get Idris Elba. There you go.
So my guess is, hey, he's not street enough.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Jesus.
God damn it!
What is wrong with people? He would be
Goddamn
an
white
amazing
people.
Bond.
You evil white people.
Yeah. Netflix is going to be raising its prices. If you are an existing member of Netflix, your prices will not be raised yet. But if you have been thinking about it and haven't got the streaming service, which I don't know who doesn't, but if you don't, it's going to cost you just a little bit more. Right now, it costs $7.99 to stream Netflix on 2 screens. It's going to cost you $9.99 going forward.
Which, you
still
know, is
paying.
not very much of a jump
You're
up in
still going
price.
to pay for it because we have Daredevil and
Jessica
Jessica Jones.
Jones and
Speaking of Jessica
Punisher.
Jones, they actually just released a new teaser. They've been releasing teasers all.
Oh
last
man,
couple
that was
weeks.
an awesome teaser.
It was. It showed the Purple Man. If you don't know who the Purple Man is, we don't have enough time to tell you, but you should Wikipedia. It's going to be awesome.
It was the Doctor 2 doctors ago.
Yeah, from Doctor Who. Yeah, basically he does some mind control, and his story is very much entwined with Jessica Jones'. I'm very interested to see where they're going to take this because her story is kind of dark, and it sounds like they're not going to shy away from her origin, so I'm kind of excited for it. Cinemax has a show called Strike Back. I've seen it a few times. It's kind of a Navy SEAL type show. I don't know if a lot of people watch it, but it's got a pretty decent following for fans. They are exploring the idea of continuing the series in movies. It's on its final season right now, and they might make some movies. So if you're a fan of Strike Back, you may get some movies coming out.
I was assuming it was going to be some kind of soft porn because I thought that's all you had on Cinemax. So.
Emmanuel in space.
Strike Triple X Back.
Red Shoe Diaries.
It's actually the sequel is going to be called Strike It from the Back. It's going to be it's a really,
okay.
good
Oh wow! Look what you did.
Oh yeah,
Almost got me there. Goddamn it!
almost.
That was a good one.
My hosting is strong, Chris.
Yes.
So because TV, wants to regurgitate everything ever, Fox is developing a Lethal Weapon series for TV.
If they get the right cast, I'll be behind.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Lethal Weapon is a pretty generic story, but it's the chemistry between the two leads that made that amazing.
Oh man, it was the buddy cop series ever.
Getting too old for this shit.
For shit.
MacGyver is getting remade for CBS. Yeah, that's.
Is it going to be the original MacGyver?
Nope, they're going to reboot it with the 20-year-old, and I don't know.
Just
MacGyver
watch
Jr.
MacGruber. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought MacGruber was the remake. That would have been a better idea.
Which has what's his name? Will Forte.
Will Forte. That was actually a way underrated movie. It was really bad, but it was really funny at the same time.
If nobody's watching it, watch Last Man on Earth.
Dude, I want to watch it. I've heard it's good.
Oh, it's so fucking
I watched the first 5 episodes with my wife, and we really loved it. And then we just lost track of it. But it's on Hulu. If you have Hulu,
all right, I'll check it out.
Watch the whole first season on Hulu. So
check it out on Hulu. Bob's Burger. It's pretty funny show. Cartoon show has been renewed for season 7 and 8.
Yay!
It's a pretty funny show. If you watch Archer, the guy does voices Archer is also the voice of Bob, and they did a pretty
H.
funny
Sean
Archer
Benjamin.
episode with Bob's Burger. It was pretty good.
Yep. H. John Benjamin, they did a crossover with Archer. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I don't watch Bob's Burger all the time. I do catch it from time to time, but it's a pretty funny show. But if you're a big fan of Bob's Burger, rejoice. You are getting at least 2 more seasons.
Yay!
Let's see what we got here. Last couple things. Sarah Michelle Gellar is going to be joining the cast of Star Wars Rebels. She's going to be playing the 7th sister, the new Inquisitor
Yeah.
on the show. So if you're not
What
watching
happened
Star Wars
last
Rebels, you should be. It's an amazing, awesome show.
And Ahsoka fucking came back.
Ahsoka,
What?
The Apprentice Lives. So good.
Oh, man. Vader was like, oh, the
Dude.
Apprentice lives. I was
Okay,
like,
so
get the
people-
fuck out of here.
If you have not watched Star Wars Rebels, but you would always thought to yourself, I really wish Darth Vader was really a badass. I'd like to see him be a badass. Then just watch Rebels because the
Oh,
last
man.
season, hour-long, I don't know, summer premiere.
The episode 1 of season 2,
he
however
literally
long it
almost
is.
destroyed the entire Rebel fleet by himself in a single ship.
Yeah, you get Vader as he should have been in the first, like, 6 movies instead of
good.
what you got.
He doesn't like get shot and then he flies off into space and like.
No,
was
you
stuck
get
for
Vader
weeks.
that is plans
No.
within plans. The Force Awakened or the Force Unleashed.
Yeah,
Kind of Vader.
Yeah,
Yeah.
choking out Wookiees and stuff, just like in the game. No,
Yeah.
he has no like, oh, that's my son. I have these weird nostalgia pulling. No, this is like, I am Vader. I've lost everything. I'm gonna kill all of you. And
Yeah, this is no filter Vader.
Oh.
You know,
so good.
So
It's like drunk
I got
Vader.
upset.
like he doesn't give a shit about sacrificing people of the Empire
No.
to fucking catch people in a trap.
If
It
you
was
have
an
not watched
hour-long
the season
premiere.
2 premiere, it is so good.
Oh man,
It's
and
so good.
another great thing about Star Wars Rebels is that they are playing up Lando Calrissian
Yeah.
greatly,
It's a
and
great
I
series.
appreciate that.
It is what really has got me on board for them doing the Star Wars movies, that making me feel like they're going to do a good job, because Star Wars Rebels is amazing. It is a great show. So season 2 actually kicks off next Wednesday, October 14th. So you got a little bit of time. If you haven't watched the hour-long premiere, my guess is that they'll be replaying it a lot on Disney XD leading
Yeah,
up to the
they'll
premiere.
be marathoning the fuck out of that for.
Yeah, the first season I think was only 13 episodes. So if you have not watched it, it's available now on Divid, Blu-ray.
Which is great because now that the exposition is out of the way, once we've introduced everybody, we can get into the real shit.
Yeah, well, and they even did a good job. To spend a second on that, they did a good job of in not making it boring, telling all these new characters, telling their origins, kind of giving you where you are in the Star Wars universe, and they made it interesting and fun, but at the same time made it not too dark, but just dark enough that you've been able to lead into the season and really just build on itself.
Yeah, but you have to admit, it didn't get really interesting until Kanan took on what's his name as Padawan.
Oh yeah, when he took on no, I can't remember his name. He took on
fuck.
Ezra as his
Ezra
Padawan,
as his Padawan,
and then,
yeah.
Well, and then that's kind of when the Inquisitor showed up too, and really brought an element to the Force. Well,
Yeah,
because
but
when you first start watching the show, you have no idea that these guys are actually Jedis, that there's any Force involved. They just seem
Yeah.
like rebels, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait a minute, there's Jedis and Sith and all kinds of cool stuff in
But
it.
it's set up like an Ocean's 11 episode, like the last 2 episods of the season.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
really fucking good.
and then they run into Vader.
Yeah.
It goes sideways.
Like Vader going to an outer rim world to fix shit.
Yeah,
It's
and and
great.
it has Tarkin. Anyway, watch it. Now I
It's
gotta
so
watch it
good.
again. It's so good. Now I gotta watch it. All right. Maybe maybe we should do. Maybe we'll do maybe next week if we got some time, we'll do a special little premiere review. We'll do like a kickoff of season 2 of Rebels, where we just talk Rebels. See if Alan wants to join us.
See, and the funny thing is, I'm not a Star Wars guy. I really like Star Wars, but I'm not that Star Wars guy.
Yeah,
I guess I have to fucking admit that I really am.
I am. You are.
I am.
You're a closet Star Wars super nerd. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah.
You got
mean,
anything to say, Ryan? All right,
One
good.
doesn't buy
Moving
Star
on.
Wars.
I'm good.
props. Shit.
Let's see. I don't know. I had a couple little other things. I guess I'll throw it out. I'm gonna throw them out there. We'll play the lightsaber. All right, that's it for news.
We're running
people.
so long right now.
Yeah, we ran long. I don't know if we have
Who
time for
cares? Anytime
Yeah.
you get X on the show, it's a long show. I don't give a fuck what show it is.
This is gonna be a short show for you, X. Your
I know,
5 hour,
right?
It's gonna be under
5 hour
2
podcast.
hours.
I love talking.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't have guessed that about you.
No, absolutely not. I'm a man of a few words.
I can't say anything. I talk a lot too. Poor Ryan. I feel like Ryan. Ryan, Ryan,
Ryan's
we're going to give
for
you
bed.
30. Me and X are going to shut up. We're going to give you 30 seconds of airtime to say whatever you want to, starting
Now.
So, oh, you aren't supposed to say anything? I was expecting you guys to start talking after 2 seconds. This is shitty. Why are you making me do this? I have like nothing to prompt on. Uh, Daredevil is going to be an Avenger in the next comics, and Avenger number 0. Why are you taking a picture, Brian?
And
Asshole.
your time is over. Thank you, Ryan, for that moment of beautiful thought. And
For that moment of zen, there we go.
then
Thank
brought
you,
to you
Ryan
by
Thompson.
Ryan Tomlinson.
I just go get some more vodka. Shut up.
Fuck you guys. I'm not drunk
What
enough.
are we going to do next? I totally threw away my show sheet. So did you guys want to do a quick rant, or do you just want to skip to our last part of the show? Well, our second part, we got Q&A. We should probably skip rants, I guess.
Yeah,
We can come back to it if there's anything
We have.
we want to talk about.
I had a question that got texted to me, and I think we had a couple of questions from our Facebook page. So,
All right, we will go to our Q&A, viewer filled. Thank you very much, everybody who submitted a question. We are going to answer them hilariously, honestly, and epically. Who's up first, Ryan? Who do I go with first?
I have one from Nicole, Nicole in Washington,
Hey, Nicole.
and she wanted to know. I lost it.
All right, well, while you're finding it, I want to say, Nicole, I want to give you a special shout out. You are always sharing our videos on Facebook, and we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. No, still nothing. All right. So
Nothing
Brian
perfect.
from Washington wants to know who is the best comic villain in movies and television. Which one's the best television villain, and what's the best movie villain for comic books? I'm gonna say Kingpin on TV because Wilson Fisk was amazing in the Daredevil series.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
When he
I have to
slammed
give
that
you
dude's
that.
head in the doorway, and
Spoiler alert: that guy's head
Yeah.
explodes.
well, I mean that's like episode 3, so they can't really bitch too much. But 4, yeah. I remember you guys talking about it in the chat room. Like, fuck, I need to catch up. I really got to watch this show.
So crazy.
But
think
yeah,
this-
I agree with Wilson Fisk because he is for all intents and purposes, he is a normal guy. He is trying to make money illegally, of course, but he is the most normal villain of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, what he does makes sense on some crazy level.
I mean, he does want to make Hell's Kitchen better. He does want to make New York better.
Yeah.
The way that
He
he's
just wants
doing
to
so
do it
is
his
highly
way.
illegal, but
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
I don't know. After you said Kingpin, it just kind of clicks with me at least for TV. I want to say it's hard to not say Magneto or something like that from X-Men.
Reverse
I don't
Flash is a
think
great
really-
fucking villain too.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Have
say
you caught up on
Deadpool.
Flash yet, there, Ryan?
We haven't talked about Flash. We're gonna talk about that in the very end. But I would also say, Reverse Flash was great, and you got to throw out probably Deathstroke too from season 2 of Arrow.
Holy shit, dude! He was one of the best villains.
I don't even know who I can pick out of those 3, honestly.
I remember watching the first
Still
season of
gotta watch
Arrow,
it.
and when they're showing him getting rescued from the island, and they had the mask with the arrow through the one eye,
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit! They're going full comic book.
Goosebumps.
You know? Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's Deathstroke's mask, and my wife was like, who's that? And I'm like, I don't have the hours to explain to you who
Yeah,
this
no doubt.
person is.
Well, to be fair, Brian, Ryan has not watched a lot of the comic book shows on TV, so
I'm still getting caught up. I mean, I'm all caught up on Agents of Shield. I have the first season of Flash. I just gotta watch it.
yeah.
And
I'm only season 1 of Agents of Shield, so I know that the what do they call him? The guy that can see the future. What the fuck was his name?
The Clairvoyant.
Clairvoyant. And you had Deathlock as somewhat of a villain through most of that.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has never really had super strong villains. I mean, kind of towards season 2, they had a little bit better, or the end of season 1, they was a little bit better, but I don't really want to talk about that because we'll spoil season 1 for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
But, so, I think we can all probably agree that Wilson Fisk, Deadpool, Deathstroke, and Reverse Flash are probably the 3
Deadpool
best
and-
comic book villains
I
that
mean-
we've had so far.
As much as I may want to give it to Fisk, but I have to give it to Reverse Flash in the Flash universe for DC because
So good.
he is helping out Flash while at the same time trying to destroy him at the
That's
same
true.
time.
I'm gonna throw out a wild card. I'm gonna say the Trickster. So
That
good.
was a great fucking cameo.
Mark
That was
Hamill.
that was a
great.
great cameo.
So good.
Was that
Um,
on Flash or was that on
That was
No,
on
that was on
Flash.
Flash.
That was on Flash.
Season 1 of Flash is the quintessential superhero show on TV.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna talk more about Flash in a little bit.
Yeah,
at the end
we'll
of
get
the
to
show.
it.
So, all right. So, movie villain. What do we think? Movie villain. I'd probably have to go with
The best one?
God, Michael
Aldrich
Fassbender,
Killian.
man,
No, I'm just
Magneto.
kidding. Sorry.
So good.
No, I wouldn't give it
First
to Magneto
class.
because he's not. I don't think Magneto is a villain. He's just a misunderstood hero.
Yeah, and he had some shitty stuff happen to him, you know. And
I think the movie villains tend to suffer a little bit in comic book shows. I do.
Yeah,
think
you can't give it to Ronan because he was two dimensional.
Yeah, Loki's been good.
Loki's a great villain, but
Mhm.
a lot of his stuff stems from "Daddy Never Loved Me," you know,
Yeah.
which
Well,
I
even Stephen
can't. Relate.
Dorff's what's his name in the first Blade movie.
Stephen was it Frost? What the
Frost,
fuck
yeah.
was his name? I liked him, but again, he was two dimensional. That's the problem with you get with comic movies is that the villains are usually two dimensional.
Yeah,
I
'cause
really
when-
want to see what Marvel does with Thanos.
yeah,
I want
'cause
him to
Thanos-
be the villain, but at the same time, if you think about it, the Collector was a villain at the same time, and he got fucking decimated at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy.
He's coming
so,
back for 2 apparently.
such a good character. I'm
does
really
this
looking
comic book
forward to the
movies-
Stephen Strange comic books. I'm looking forward to. You know what? I'll give it to Ra's al Ghul
From Batman
Yeah.
Begins.
from Batman Begins.
I'll give it to Ledger.
But with comic book movies, though, the villains only typically last for one movie. So when you get stuff like Thanos, who's been in, I mean, he hasn't been the main
Like 5
villain
different
in-
movies,
right.
yeah.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
Loki.
a lot of the villains are just one and outs.
Loki's
Well, the
that
only
way.
reason
I
I
think
go with-
Loki's
with,
only good because he's been in so many of them.
Yeah, the only reason I'm going with Ra's al Ghul is that he is the setup for the League of Assassins, and he's carried through TV, through movies, and I mean, if you want to talk about Nolan movies, he carried the first movie and the third movie,
I'm going
whether
back-
it be in
I'm
the
going
form
back
of
to Jack
Talia and
Nicholson.
Bane, but you know,
I'm going
but
Jack Nicholson's Joker. He's great.
never rub another man's rhubarb.
Ooh, another hen in the hen house.
Love that movie. Fuck, I love the '89 Batman. That's a great movie.
All right, next
Yeah,
question.
a lot of people need to realize that '89 Batman is what we had. We didn't have any of this shit nowadays.
We're in the golden age. That's why I don't bitch about Batman v Superman. people.
Yeah, don't bitch because you could go back to Joker being
Alright.
fucking Jack Nicholson. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you ever find Nicole's question, Ryan?
Yeah, Nicole's question was, what did you guys think of the new Fear the Walking Dead?
Did anybody else watch it besides me?
Yeah, it's a
I-
slow build up, but I really fucking love the show.
I haven't
I mean, it
reached.
was only 6 episodes,
Yeah, it's
or
only 6. Did you watch it yet,
I'm-
Ryan?
I'm missing.
yeah,
the
I
last,
watched all of them.
I'm missing the last 2 so
I
far.
liked it a lot, and I'm ready for season 2, but I did not love it yet. It did not. It was a slow burn. I felt the first few episodes were stronger than the middle episodes. The finale was decent. I felt like it built up, but it didn't quite give you the payoff of what it built up in the first few episodes towards the end.
Mhm.
But I did like it. I really liked the characters a lot. Some of their motivations didn't always make sense to me, but unfortunately, 6 episodes, you had a lot to cram in, and not a lot of time to do it. The intensity was there. Hopefully, season 2 will have more walkers. I felt like they could have utilized walkers more in the season 1, but they didn't really do a very good job of that.
Definitely.
And when they did do it, they did a good job. It just wasn't. The final episode, I don't remember his name, where the Latino guy is like or he's got the flashlight, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Just out for a walk," and he's like, "We're gonna shoot you." He's like, "You might want to save those bullets," and then walks off, and then the whole
Then they
horde of
just-
zombies
then they
comes
just
after
pan
him.
back.
Yeah, that might have been the best scene in the whole series. But I liked it. If I had to give it a rating, I'd probably give it a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10. It wasn't great, but The Walking Dead, when it first started, wasn't great either. It took a while to really develop all the characters. And
Yeah,
really,
that first season was bullshit for
Yeah.
Walking Dead.
Well,
if you look
I
at the
think-
Vatos episode and you look at the CDC episode,
yeah.
and you compare that to Fear of the Walking Dead, Fear of the Walking Dead's on a much better path.
Oh yeah, it is, and I do think that a lot of people were harsher on Fear the Walking Dead than they should have been, just because I think people are, we're at where we are on The Walking Dead right now, where you've had 6 seasons of character development and all these things these characters have been through that you know inside and out. Where this show, you're introduced to a whole new character, a whole new characters, a whole new set of circumstances, a whole new time in this zombie outbreak. And I don't think it wowed people right off the bat like people had hoped. But I enjoyed it a lot. I look forward to it, and I'm looking forward to season 2.
That's the problem. People are
I
looking
think
forward to like instant gratification with these zombie movies,
Yeah, they're not.
and you're not
Yeah.
going to get it. They need to develop characters before
Well,
they
look at
introduce
Walking Dead. I
zombies.
mean, the whole Herschel's Farm season
Ugh.
was pure bullshit
Oh.
from so many different standards, and a lot of people just forget that season even happened.
Yeah.
Well, a lot
So
of people.
when you have Fear the Walking Dead, it's 6 episodes. They know they're encapsulating a whole season in the 6 episodes.
Mhm.
So you got to give them some credit for what they were able to do with that, because they're just trying to set a building block for the whole universe that
See,
Kirkman's
For
created.
a lot of people that are fans of The Walking Dead, the Herschel season was slow and boring and unnecessary.
Mhm.
I think it was completely necessary for people that don't have the comic book series in their back pocket.
Yeah, that's true.
You needed to understand that there were people in the world that think they could have turned it around.
Yeah.
That it was
Well,
a temporary position kind of
And I
thing.
think sometimes people forget what Walking Dead actually is. I think they expected something from Fear the Walking Dead that you didn't even get from The Walking Dead. It's
Yeah.
it's a slow burn show. It's a good show, but you have to commit the time, and it takes a while to get there.
Like you can't destroy all of LA in one episode. You
Yeah,
need
exactly.
to little have a slow burn.
So, did it give us everything that I'd hoped? No. Did it give me enough that I was excited to watch it? I enjoyed it, and I'm looking for more. Yes. So overall, like I said, 7, 5, 8. But I'm looking forward to season 2. I'm hoping that we get maybe 10 episodes, get a little bit longer
Yeah.
story.
Maybe we'll get some junky drugs.
Yeah. Phil gave us a bunch of questions, so we'll wait for Phil last, as usual, I guess. Chris from Washington wanted to know if we'd watched Arrow.
My nemesis.
What do we think about the very end of the episode? It's not really a spoiler, so I'm going to say it right now. At the very end of the episode, it jumps forward 6 months and shows Oliver Queen in front of a gravestone, and somebody's dead. Doesn't say who. It kind of leaves you like somebody's going to die at the end of the season. He wants to know who I think or we think is dead. You guys
Bruce
obviously
Wayne.
haven't seen it yet, so
I
I'm
would
going to go
watch.
with the easy answer. He thinks it could be either Diggle or... Let's see, who do you think? He thought it was going to be either Diggle or Thea. I think it's going to be Felicity. I think they're going to kill her off.
As much as I like Felicity Smoke, I'll have to go with you there because she really is the only thing holding Oliver back.
Yeah.
I mean, in the last at least 2 seasons, she's the one that's been like really henpecking Oliver into becoming what he needs to be.
Well, Barry Allen also shows up at the end, too. And Barry, as much as he worked with Team Arrow, Barry had a connection with Felicity they didn't have with any of the other members. So,
Yeah, because they both had the relationship where they were unrequited love. You know?
exactly. So, I don't know. We'll talk a little bit more about Arrow at the end, but he's also very happy that they're going by Green Arrow now. I am, too. They're getting much more in line with the comic books, and that makes me happy. So,
Has he started to grow the beard and mustache like
no,
he should?
he says he's never going to grow the beard and mustache, but I don't know.
Come on, he needs to look like the Errol Flynn.
We
At
did
least
last
have,
season
like,
get the
mustache.
Arrow punching bag, or the punching glove arrow, so...
The punching glove arrow, he has that? Yeah.
He did it last season 2. He shot through a glove, and it was a boxing glove, and it punched somebody in the face. It was great. I love that equipment. Okay, Phil. So Phil gave us a few questions.
Bring it.
Phil wants to know what has been the most accurate portrayal of a comic book character to the big screen. He said, "Don't say Wolverine." Short people are still mad about that one.
Most
See.
accurate portrayal of a comic book to real movie.
So I'm guessing from the comic book straight to the movie.
I'm gonna go with Watchmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Zack
true.
Snyder, as much as he may want to fucking hate the guy, he understands source material and he understands
you can
how
throw
important
300 in that too.
Yeah. Because he understands that, the comic book is what everybody is going to judge whatever movie he is making by. And so he will make a movie based on the comic book where you will be able to look at it scene for scene and be able to see stuff that you saw in the comic.
Yeah. But as far as a character, if he's talking like big budget movies, I don't think anybody looks exactly like they do in the comic book. I think Ryan Reynolds might be the closest one, and that's coming up.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the Deadpool just because it's about as
I'll give it
outlandish.
to Thomas Jane in Punisher.
Yeah, he was pretty close. But even the Punisher in the comic book was like 6'4", so
Yeah,
I
Frank
would
Castle's
I
supposed to
would
be
say
fucking
maybe
huge in
the
Hulk
Dirty
episodes.
Laundry,
yeah.
like Short was probably close,
I love
to
that clip.
comic book Punisher.
I think the short answer, Phil, is that there's really nobody who is exactly size for size, look for look, except for, like I said, I think Deadpool is going to be pretty close in the upcoming
Ledger's
movie.
Ledger's Joker is a close second, I guess.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne. God, I keep saying that. Ben Affleck. I think Ben Affleck looks like Batman.
Indeed.
That's to be seen.
Nightcrawler. How about Nightcrawler? Nightcrawler looked identical to what he did in the comic books almost.
Yeah, Kurt Warner was pretty close.
Let's see here. He wants to know who we think is hotter, Princess Leia or Amidala.
What movie, Amidala?
No,
Yeah.
it's Judgment Call. I'm gonna
I don't
say-
know. I've always had a thing for Natalie Portman ever since like Leon the Professional.
Professional?
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
that
gonna
was
go
what did
with
it for me too. When I saw The Professional as a kid, I was like, Natalie Portman.
I'm gonna say Natalie Portman's hotter than Carrie Fisher, but I'm gonna go with Princess Leia, man, in the gold bikini, seared into memory, man. Seared into memory.
I'm gonna go with
See,
Amidala just
I
because.
can't think of Carrie Fisher without thinking of Blues Brothers. And
But
she
she's
was
a crazy
fucking
ex.
batso fucking crazy insane in that movie.
All right, and the last question of the night from Phil goes, he wants to know straight up, in a fight with no Emperor around, who wins, Luke or Vader?
Well, we've already seen that Luke wins. Because, I mean, honestly, because, like,
Well,
not
that's-
3/4 of them are fucking cybernetic yet.
Well, and not just that. I mean, regardless, I mean, I guess you could say that maybe Vader was holding back, maybe he wasn't. But Luke, I mean, when Luke tapped into his rage, he pretty much just destroyed Vader. So, I mean,
Well, that's an old Skywalker habit, of hiding that fucking rage that you need to
yeah,
tap
there's a
in.
little bit of that dark side in that family. So, I don't know. I'd probably say if you're going to go Empire Strikes Back, well, Vader, clearly. I
Yeah.
feel like that's a question that was kind of settled in the movies.
Yeah, if Skywalker is not an issue, it's Vader every fucking time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like once his kid's in power and he realizes that he's fighting his kid, I don't care what kind of person you are. And to bring this to the whole Geek Dad thing, you let your kid win
Yeah, that's true.
most of the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I guess if he did not know that was his son, probably Vader. Yeah, you're probably right. You know, tapping into his just raw rage. But then again, he couldn't even defeat Obi-Wan when Obi-Wan had the high ground. So I don't know. It's just
Which really phases me because he beat the shit out of Starkiller. You know,
don't even get me started. I'm still mad about the high ground. How did Obi-Wan all of a sudden have the magic bullet with the high ground? Come on, man. Why didn't he just force blast him into the next universe? How about that?
yeah, you could question Force tactics and like Jedi fighting all you
Yeah,
want.
we can do that all night long. All right. So moving on. We'll keep it short since I don't think we'll rant since we're already at our time. So usually we end the segment with what you should or shouldn't waste your time doing. A lot of people though had kind of asked me and Ryan about what we thought about some of the new shows. So we're going to take a few minutes here and we're going to talk about all the new shows and some of the returning shows and what we think about the things that have started airing this fall season. So Ryan, would you like to start with the show that you were watching that you'd like to talk about?
I'll say we've been watching the Muppets, and it's actually surprisingly not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And I've been kind of enjoying it. It's starting to grow on me. I'll say
Ringing
Age of the
endorsement.
Shield. The first 2 episodes of the season have been pretty damn amazing. I mean, just with what they're setting up, and I don't want to say too much because Chris he's still on season.
It'll be a year or two before I see season 3.
Inhumans, man. All I gotta say is Inhumans, dude. Everywhere. They're
Yeah.
not holding back from
They're
powers.
diving
And...
full for they mentioned what was it, Secret Warriors
Yep.
this episode, and yeah,
I'm just waiting for Black Bolt references and Vin Diesel to show up and
I want Wishbone to show up, or not Wishbone, Lockjaw,
yeah.
the dog. Yeah.
but let's see, we've been watching from like the comedy side. We've been watching Pieces of what's it called, Pieces of Me or something like that. It's like a comedy that's they about one family, but they break it up into 3 stories. And so after each commercial break, it starts a different story from a different segment of the family. It's pretty funny. Limitless. The first episode I thought was alright, and the second episode that I watched, I'm still kind of iffy on the show. I like the movie a lot,
Yeah.
but I'm
I
still.
like the show, but I'm kind of with you. I'm not quite sold yet. It's much more of a procedural than I'd hoped. I'd kind of hoped it would be a little more of a genre, but uh, but it's not bad. It's kind of almost like a Sherlock Holmes type thing, I guess. The guy takes a pill, becomes super smart, and then solves a crime.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it is. It's like Law and Order, but with
Yeah, I would
magic.
say the lead has a lot of. He's very charismatic, so he definitely holds the show. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of with you. I like it. I enjoy it, but I'm not necessarily quite sold on it yet.
Yeah. And man, I mean, my wife and I like a lot of these shows. We just have not had any time to watch them.
If you had to
I have
recommend,
like
if you
four
had to
episodes.
recommend a returning show or something new for somebody, what would you of what you've seen? What would you recommend?
I would say for returning shows, definitely Agents of Shield. I mean, it started off really good, especially the end of season or the end of the first episode with Fisk. Um, that was just really kind of hit like how he's trying to find Simmons and all that kind of
Oh, that
stuff.
was so good. Oh,
And
that was
then
so good.
we finally did find her.
Yeah,
It
the
was
first two episodes of
kind
Agents of
of
Shield have been
it's
strong.
emotional. The word I'm looking for. So, I would say for a brand new show, I mean, Limitless is kind of growing on me. I'm still not quite sold. I mean, there's another one called what's it called? Blank Slate or something like that. Like the girl that comes from the future with all the tattoos on
Oh,
her.
Blind Spot.
Blind Spot. And we watched the first episode of that, and it was, I mean, I just don't have any time to watch TV. I mean, it's thanks,
DVR, man.
thanks
the
kids. I've been going to bed at fucking way too late, and then I'm just too mentally exhausted to do anything. So,
Yeah, I feel you there, man. All right. Well, X hasn't really watched shit, so he doesn't.
Well,
have
you
any-
have American Horror Story Hotel.
Oh, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh, it's good.
Is it?
Holy shit, it's good.
I'm still two seasons behind.
Skip
they're
those 2
anthologies, so I don't have to
seasons.
catch up,
Skip,
but-
skip the witch season, skip the carnival season, and go straight into Hotel.
Okay. Because one with Lady Gaga, right?
Yeah, and it's the first episode we've seen, and it's fucking amazing compared to like what you got with Coven and the last season,
All right, I'll check it out.
which makes
see, I've
me.
been avoiding those just because I don't the horror stuff is
Dude, they're
I'm
not.
not.
They're not
scary.
scary or really gross. They're actually just good. It's hard to explain.
Okay.
If you watch the first season and you like the first season, like don't watch anything beyond the first. Like
Yeah,
the second one was the
season-
Asylum,
second season
not
was
that
crazy
great.
though. They had like zombies and aliens and Nazis and
Yeah, Coven kind of sucked, and the Freak Show was somewhat okay. This one seems to be starting off really strong. I really have hope that this one's going to turn out to be a really good series.
all right, I'll have to check it out.
But they could fuck it up halfway through the season. So like they've done like the last 3 episodes, like 3
So
seasons.
each season is a different thing.
Yeah, it's an anthology. So
They
you
have a
get
lot
the-
of the same cast and not characters, but a lot of the same people playing different
There's
roles.
stuff that ties in between every season.
But yeah,
Okay.
they're totally different. You can watch them by themselves, but what X is saying is they tend to start out really strong, give all these stories, and then they just kind of give weak answers, and then just blah towards the end.
Well, what's makes me really sad is that the first season was really mind blowing
Yeah.
as far as like storytelling goes. I mean, you didn't, and this is spoilers to anybody that might not have watched the first season like 4 years ago. That when you realize the daughter is actually dead, you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
I called that an episode early. My wife still
Yeah.
was like, "What?"
No,
I'm like,
I don't-
"She's dead." She's like, "No, she's not." I'm like, "She's dead."
It was a really, really mind twisty kind of episode, and the Rubber Man thing was really good with the guy that played Spock.
And Ryan, it's not scary. Like it's not designed to make you jump out of your seat, and it's not designed to gross you out. It's just kind of creepy.
Kind of weird, yeah.
It kind of creeps you out, but it's really good. It's when you watch it, you just want to keep watching the next episodes. It's a great show to watch on like Netflix.
Like when you had with
Well,
the whole last season was Twisty the Clown was about the only reason to watch that whole series.
Oh, was he the
And
killer
they
clown?
phased him out like 7 episodes in,
Oh,
so
that
you
sucks.
had like the rest of the season where it didn't really matter. But it was kind of cool to see the main character doing David Bowie references for the rest of the series. But
Nice. All right. Well,
yeah,
X recommends.
keep watching American Horror Story. I am still so far behind on television series. It's not even funny. I really wish I could watch stuff like the day that it comes out, but about the only thing I can say to keep watching is stuff like on Cartoon Network, like We Bare Bears, Steven Universe.
The quick shows you can sneak with your kids.
Well, yeah, the shows that the kids watch where it's not going to be affecting them hard, but like I watch it as an adult, and I'm like, wow, that's really deep. Especially Steven Universe and Adventure Time, because kids watch that and they may pick a couple of things away from it where it's like, oh, it's a kid show, but there's a lot of stuff where it's like, as an adult, I'm like, wow, that's really fucking deep.
Adventure Time can get like this last season was actually a lot of episodes of Adventure Time got pretty deep, and just a lot of stuff that involved adult thinking to connect the dots of what they were trying to do. So
What's funny is that they never talk down to kids, though. That's the great thing about it.
Yeah. No,
Sure.
yeah. No. They make some really good cartoons. I think kids are kind of spoiled. At least adults, they give us something to watch too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. And I mean, Disney XD is really killing it on as far as shows go. You have Star versus the Forces of Evil.
Yeah.
You have God, what's the other one? Pin Zero, Part-Time Hero, which is really fun. And I mean, really, about the only shows I get to watch nowadays are kids shows before I take them all to school and go to work myself. So, yeah, cartoons.
Got fan.
Cartoons are great.
I watch a lot of television. I don't know how I find time. I pretty much don't ever sleep, and I DVR everything. I do try and watch a few of my. Like
it's all right,
Agents of
Brian. You
S.H.I.E.L.D..
abandon your family and you
do.
watch TV. Just
The hell
say
with
it.
my family. I don't need them.
He's
No,
not a geek dad.
No, they all go to bed, and my wife goes to bed early, so I usually watch. I try and watch like Arrow, Flash, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Those are the 3 shows I watch around the time they air, and obviously Game of Thrones, because if you don't, you'll find out everything immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, the new shows I've been watching, I have watched the ones that I recommend for returning shows. Obviously, Ryan talked about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., super strong season 2 already, but Flash and Arrow. Flash, obviously, last year kicked off season 1, was amazing. It was probably one of the best seasons of superhero shows I've ever seen. The season 2, I felt didn't quite start off as strong. It went a little darker than I'd like. It started off with a bad villain. They're going to introduce Professor Zoom this season, so
Holy shit.
yeah, they're going deep, Chris. There was some stuff that, as a DC fan, I liked. They had some Hal Jordan reference. Hal Jordan, without being a spoiler, was in this episode. It was
No way.
No, sorry, he's an Arrow.
Wow.
Yeah, they had Hal Jordan. They were in Coast City, and there was a guy with a Jordan flight jacket in the background on Arrow. But back to Flash. But yeah, they're doing Professor Zoom. They've already got Earth 2 Flash. They've laid the groundwork for some stuff in this episode, but they rolled out the Atom Smasher in the season premiere, and he just wasn't a very strong character, which is too bad because he's a decent character in the DC universe. But it still was really, really good. It was still good for Flash standards. It just wasn't. The end of last season was so epic that this one was just a little bit of a letdown for the premiere of Flash. But I'm really forward to the season 2. I think it's going to do really well. The show that I was really surprised was the season 4 premiere of Arrow. I was a little skeptical about how it was going to be. Season 3 was not strong for Arrow at all.
No.
Season 2 was an amazing season, and unfortunately they spun Flash out of it, and a lot of the writers from the season 2 of Arrow went to Flash to do Flash, and you could really tell last year with the whole Reverse Flash storyline and the Harrison Wells thing. But this season, they almost seemed like they took a cue from Flash, made it a little bit more comic booky, a little less serious, gave it that Flash sense of humor that makes Flash so good, where it's funny but serious at the same time. It's amazing how much a little bit of light humor made Arrow just a little bit better. There's still some of the flaws. Laurel is a terrible Black Canary, and Speedy, you never believe could actually beat anybody up. But that aside, it was a really strong, really, really strong season. The main villain this season is going to be Damien Dark, who's a great DC villain.
Yeah.
It looks really good. The season 4 premiere had me on the edge of my toes right from the beginning. It's going much more in line with the comic book. It's now Star City. His suit looks much more like the comic book version of his suit. There's a lot of stuff that they're setting up and kind of tying in. You can definitely see the groundwork already being laid for DC's Legends of Tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to.
I'm looking forward to that,
showing up in
yeah.
episode 4. They're really doing a lot of Mystic stuff in this season already in episode 1. So if you're not, if season 3 of Arrow kind of turns you off, try season 4. I really think that you'll get back on the Arrow bandwagon. It was a really good season, or a really good season premiere. A couple of shows that I've been watching. I have been watching Heroes Reborn. I know a lot of people have been fragging the ever-loving shit out of it. It is not that bad. I have a feeling that this is a show that is meant to be watched multiple episodes at a time and not on a weekly interval. I think the show might have been better off being released on Netflix. But because I recorded the first 3 episodes and watched them all 3 together, and it was much stronger than what I heard a lot of people complaining about. So, I don't know.
You're talking to a guy that actually liked to watch The Cape when that was on.
Dude, I did too. It's so bad. But no, I think Heroes, it's going to be a 13-episode mini-series. I'm sure they'd probably do more if it's good, but I don't know. I liked that one. I watched Limitless. I like that. iZombie premiere was last night, or Tuesday. iZombie premiere was not as strong as I had hoped. It's still a good show. If you like iZombie, you're going to like the premiere.
Oh, how did I forget? Rick and Morty had its finale for this last episode, season, season 3 or season 2, whatever one was. But Rick and Morty left with a cliffhanger where they said, okay, well, I mean, and they really said this in the show, where we'll see you in like a year, maybe a year and a half. Like, never say on
like
your
Venture
show
Brothers?
that you're going to be like 2 years away from having another season.
Yeah, but those cartoons, man, sometimes they take a while to air.
But fucking hell, Rick and Morty has been a great fucking show. I don't even know if anybody's watched it, but
Well, when was the last time Venture Brothers? Are they even doing more Venture Brothers? I mean,
let's put it this way: it's one of the few shows on the Adult Swim network that actually gets a half hour.
Yeah,
yeah.
because usually 15 minutes.
Yeah, usually like 11 minutes, like plus commercials. For like, you have like Aqua Teen, which I think is finally finishing up. You have multiple other shows. I mean, Venture Brothers has always been like it was 15 minutes for the longest time, and then it switched to 30, and then it went back. Tim and Eric, same thing. I don't know what they're doing nowadays, but I'm so beyond what is available on Adult Swim. But I know Rick and Morty is one of them, and I've watched it weekly as it's been on. And they finished up the season, and it was a giant cliffhanger, and they said, okay, well, yeah, we'll see you in like 2 years. And that's fucked up.
Nice. Well,
I still gotta watch that. You said a lot of good things about it.
Oh, God, it's good.
yeah. Well, as far as let's see, my final recommendation. What do I recommend? A returning show, I would say. To get back to our topic real quick, I would say check out Arrow. If you gave up on Arrow season 3, season 4 looks like it's off to a really good start. And like we talked a little bit earlier, it seems like somebody's going to be dead in 6 months, and so there's definitely some drama of who that's going to be. Flash had huge ratings, so I don't need to tell anybody to go back and watch season 2 of Flash. Everyone already is. As far as new shows, I'd say give Heroes Reborn a chance. If you're a fan of Heroes, I think it's worth watching. If you didn't like Heroes at all, there's nothing new about this that's going to draw you to it to say, oh man, this is what I was missing. But if
I've heard Gotham's pretty good.
If you're a fan of the first couple seasons, this isn't as strong as the first season. It's still missing guys like Siler and Peter Petrelli, but it is worth watching, and I think it's going to be pretty good. So as far as, I guess that's a new show. Also check out Disney, or Star Wars Rebels comes out next week. The 2 new shows that I'm actually really excited about aren't airing yet. Supergirl comes out in 2 weeks, I believe, October 24th. I'm really excited for the Supergirl premiere.
And it's so good.
Yeah, it leaked online. I did not watch it. I know X did and a few other people did.
I totally did not watch it online at all. No, I did not do that.
I've heard a few fans, comic book fans, kind of complain about the tone of it. They like the much more Flash and Arrow, but I think it's a perfect tone. I think this is a good show. I think it's something different, and I'm excited to see it. The trailers make it look like they're really going to dive into the Kryptonian heritage, and I'm excited.
If you enjoyed Smallville at all, you'll like this show.
I don't know. I love Smallville, but I don't know if that's a real.
Yeah, you'll really fucking love this show then.
And then obviously DC Legends of Tomorrow, that's coming out later this year, and I'm really, really excited about that. So.
Vandal Savage is the bad guy.
Oh,
it's so awesome.
So I'm sure there's something we missed and didn't talk about, but whatever. It's fucking late.
It's 1 in the morning.
I seen Ryan sleeping. I feel like me and X could literally talk for 5 hours.
Like 3 more hours, yeah.
But
Well,
on
Chris,
that note,
Chris has conditioned his body to do 3-hour shows.
we
so
will
this
end
is
the
like-
show. If there's some show we forgot you'd like us to talk about, maybe next week, hit us up on Facebook and let us know what you think, or shoot us text mail. Combine your text message and email and send it to us. Hit us up on Twitter or whatever. Just get to us and let us know what you are excited for or what you have been watching and you think is awesome. So,
And if you want Xopher on the show again, let us know. And if nobody says anything, you can never come back. So
yeah, we did get one vote for the Super Awesome Drunk Show. So apparently, X, we have to do the three of us are going to do a Super Awesome Drunk Show.
Oh man, I've been pretty drunk this whole episode.
Well, yeah, but this episode is going to be completely fueled by the viewers. They will give us all. We will only talk about their topics, their questions, and their rants. So it might be kind of fun. So we'll try and continue to set that up.
If you give me nothing to if you don't give me stuff to fuel the show, I will literally talk for 2 hours.
Yeah, I know.
So
will I. So will I. We like to
and
thank
I'll
you.
sit here and just nod a lot
He'll
as
nod
you
a
guys
lot.
talk about DC stuff.
Ryan,
And-
you know what,
enjoying
Ryan?
this
We're
show.
going to talk about you need to section off your little area of the show, and you need to own it, okay?
own
Okay.
it,
We're
motherfucker.
going to have a serious talk.
I'll come prepared.
Better.
Quit being a
Um,
beta. Jump
we like-
into the alpha. Just do it.
Do it. We'd like to
Do
thank
it now.
We'd like to thank X for joining us on the show, and if you enjoyed his wonderful voice, you can find him always on, I don't know, what you guys usually air, Mondays on the Utah Outcast.
Yeah, usually Mondays. I think we'll keep it that way, even though they're having me change the recording schedule. But you guys don't care about this, so move on.
You can find him on iTunes, or you can find him on Podhell,
Or Stitcher. Yeah, we're available on all three.
or
So
occasionally on our show. I think he wants to come back, so we'll see.
yeah, I'd love to come back because I don't get to talk about nerdy shit like this on the stuff. I get to talk about Pat Robertson.
Oh,
Nice.
God. You know what? That's my favorite segment. I love that.
You love the real audio.
Dude, those guys are idiots, and it's so much fun listening to you guys bag on them.
Well, because we'll take a 30-second clip and turn it into a 30-minute segment.
So, well, everybody, thank you. I hope you enjoyed episode 29. We'll see you guys, as always, next week. Thanks for joining Ryan and myself and X, and stay nerdy, bitches.
Stay nerdy.
Stay nerdy, bitch. That sounds a great new slogan.
Where's the other one? There it is.
And I can't leave without my usual sign.
There we go.
Guys,
Come on,
it's
dance,
just-
Chris, dance.
You're welcome.
Yeah, do it.
As soon as the beat drops, fuck no.
We let it play. Lightsaber mustache.
I remember coming up, not even a buck, ain't even a cent to make enough. We was out there chasing after stuff that you only find in your dreams of the nights